What is up, super fam and bro Vengers alike? I am Sensei Finito, aka Vane Sensei, and welcome to Marvel Bros, where we discuss all things Marvel and everything pop culture. And today, we are going to be doing our From Watcher to Reader series yet again. You guys already know how we do around these parts. That's right, it's From Watcher to Reader, episode 7, and we are covering The Wheel of Time, The Eye of the World, chapters 37 through 41. Man, I had a grandiose time with the reading in this segment. I really did. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had Pokemon TCG still running in the background. I was wondering why things were running a little laggy on my side, but I had a wonderful time with this portion of chapters. with this segment. I always have an issue with what we call it, but yeah, I had a lovely time with this segment of chapters for real. I think it was really good, man. It was really good. I had a good time going through it. There was definitely some confusion at certain parts, but how can you not be confused with this? With this, you know what I mean? It's like kind of impossible to not be confused a little bit at some point in time. And I just had a really good time with it, though. We'll talk about it more once we get into that portion, of course. But for now, we're just going to kind of, you know how we do. We just going to kind of vibe out a little bit. Let me know how you guys are doing. I want to know how everyone's weeks has been so far. We're at the halfway point. It's hump day. Let me know how y'all week is going. I hope everyone is doing good. Hope everyone's having a good day, a good time. Everyone's week is productive up until this point. I'm hoping. I'm wishing. I'm hoping and I'm wishing that everybody is doing good in the hood. For real, for real. Excuse me. I got my water. I meant to grab some coffee, but I really forgot to grab some coffee. Let me know what you guys are drinking on. You got some tea? Do you have some coffee? You got some wine? You got a little scotch, a little whiskey? Let me know what you guys got in your cups, what you're sipping on, what's going. How's everyone doing? How was work today? How was your lives going? And are you excited about book club? We have the chat. We have the poll going right now. What was your favorite chapter of this segment? Use exclamation point, space, and then whatever chapter it was to submit your vote. You got to put exclamation point, space, and then 37 or whatever number, and then that's how your vote will be registered for which one is your favorite of this segment. I will let you know what my favorite is probably towards the end of the show today, and then we'll just kind of talk about it and go through it. You already know. First, we're going to have our chat talk as we do, and then I'll talk about my overall thoughts, then go chapter by chapter, of course, with those reviews and discussions. I think that's been a cool way to do it up until this point. But I also kind of think we might just need to do it more of a chapter by chapter and then give my overall thoughts at the end type of vibe, I guess. But I'd just be really excited to talk about it as well. But we can continue to experiment. It's our first book club. We vibing, baby. We vibing. But this time around, I did take a lot of notes of things that were happening just because I was like, I want to actually, ask a little bit more specific questions. And I will say, paying so much more attention this time around, there was a lot of AOs in this segment, you guys. That's the first thing I'm going to say before we jump into chat. I'm going to say there were a lot of AOs going on in this portion of the reading. I'm not going to lie to you. It was low-key insane how many times I was like, hey, yo. It was just... It just kept happening. And I was not ready for it. So we're going to jump into chat. We're going to talk to you guys, see how you guys are doing, how you guys are feeling. And then, of course, like I said, we'll go into we'll get into the rest of our show as we do. If you guys haven't already, make sure you follow us on all platforms at Marvel Bros to stay up to date with all things Marvel and everything pop culture. You can also follow me on social media at Sensei Finito to stay up to date with all my thoughts, theories, and opinions on whatever particular thing you may be partaking in at that particular time. And of course, course, you can also check out that weekly podcast where we are always, uploading those things as much as we can. What I'm going to try to do is backlog a couple of these podcast episodes and whatnot, so we can just kind of get a good flow. That's why I'm going to be really excited to do it with the Wheel of Time, is because there's going to be a good flow of episodes coming out, either weekly or bi-weekly or whatever, so we can just kind of get that going. So I'm super pumped for that. I hope you guys are pumped for that as well. I was looking for something, but I don't know where it is. Yeah, I lost it. It's okay, though. It is okay. Let's jump in the chat and see how everybody is doing. Evening, all. Yo, what's up with it, KP? Let us see you in the chat, man. Let us see you in the chat. Decided I had to show up for the start of this episode since it covers Chapter 40. Oh, yeah, man. Chapter 40 was a good chapter. Chapter 40 was definitely a good chapter. I agree with you there. Welcome to the chat. Glad to see you, family. Chapter 40 is probably my favorite chapter of the book. Can't wait to talk about it. Ooh, okay. Favorite chapter of the book? I had no idea. That's lit. I think since I enjoyed his reading this week, I did enjoy my reading this week, KP. I'm not going to lie. I did enjoy it very much so. I enjoyed it very much until we got to the end of it. Like, I enjoyed it so much that I was like, I was reading chapter 42, and then I was like, wait a minute, this is chapter 42. I'm not supposed to be reading this chapter. And I was like, this is what Marcy was talking about. Like, she did this to me on purpose. She knew that I would want to be reading this, and I would be so engulfed in it, and then I would just realize that I can't finish it, and then she would just be like, she was just over there just doing her. I know you were, Marisu. I know you were. Look, and then here she comes. Better question is, did Sensei see the title of chapter 42, and is he mad at me for making him wait a week to read it? Yo, I was going through chapter 42. Like I said, I didn't get like super deep into it, but I was just very not overwhelmed. I was just very addicted to it. Like it was just like I was going through it, and I was like, wait a minute, this is 42. I gotta stop the reading, and it was like, curses, you know what I mean? It was kind of crazy, but I still liked it. I still enjoyed it nonetheless. This segment was really amazing. Not gonna lie to you. Yeah, get them taxes going on you. Overpays and gets a dope tax return is crazy. Something that I found out that I can do is I can actually give out books to everyone, every viewer that's live at one time. I can give it to everybody. So that's going to be something that I'm definitely going to be looking into in the future, is doing stuff like that and just dropping loyalty points on everyone at the beginning of some streams. Or some Marvel books, excuse me. Won't be able to stay all night, but that will be my excuse to post the chapter times tomorrow. Hey, I dig it. Hey, we definitely appreciate you. I still need to go back and update the last one that you did. I haven't done the last one yet. Hi, everyone. Yo, what's up with it? Sharice, what's up, girl? How you doing? Scotch and water? Oh, scotch and water is crazy. Yo, Jane, how you doing, girl? Love to see all y'all jumping into the chat. Happy name day. Happy name day, Jane. Happy name day to you. Thanks, 57 is nothing special, but I am really glad I made it another year. Yo, happy 57th birthday to Jane. Yo, everybody make sure y'all drop some big happy name days in the chat for her. 41 was a great choice for a cliffhanger, and that's exactly what it was, KP. It was one hell of a cliffhanger. I was like, yo, chapter 40 is super good too, like super good. I was super excited about all the different things like that that we got to see all of these chapters were. I mean, I've said this, I think I've said this every week, but all of these chapters have continued to be really good and like get better and better and better. And I'm pumped for it. I think we only got like one dream sequence in this segment, and I was like, whoa. Does anyone know how many dream segments are actually in this book? I feel like it has to be about 10. Like, is it more than 10? I think more than 10 is crazy. But it might, I mean, there is a lot of book left, but I feel like there's about 10 dream sequences. And I like that's cool. That's cool. This portion of reading gave me a lot of callbacks to, like, I was just like, whoa. And during this portion, I definitely was like, hey man, I am excited to get through this. This portion also again made me want to write a lot. Like I was like it made me want to write so much. And I've been writing a lot. You feel me? I just wrote like another like what 2,500 words the other day. So I've been moving with a little bit of everything. So hopefully get some alpha readers this week. Probably Friday. I'm going back through right now in like a rough draft manner. I changed a couple of things, so I have to like go through and do the domino effect through the book of, okay, I changed this one thing at the beginning, so I have to change everything now, you know? But this made me like, ooh. And then what I think there was a part where I wrote down a note. Hold on, what was it? I wrote down prophecies collide. And that is because there was someone had like a vision of something or whatever, and then a little while later in the book, like not even long later, it was like a little while later, someone else said something that was like damn near the same thing that the prophecy was that the other person said, and I was like, oh, like little things like that make me so happy, yo. It gets me pumped. So it just gets me pumped when things just make sense, and we start having some more of that circular storytelling happening. It just had me all itty bitty and gritty, you feel me? super giddy, super duper giddy, and super ready for it. There's a lot to get ready for. I hope you guys are ready to get into these chapters that we have on deck today. I know I am super ready. But before we do, I hope you guys are excited. I hope. One question I do have is, should we continue with the Wheel of Time? Should we continue with the Wheel of Time book series after this book, or should we move on to another book for book club and then give a little bit of room for the Wheel of Time to breathe? Let me know how you guys are feeling. Let's get a 1 in the chat if you think we should continue with book 2. Let's get a 2 in the chat if you think we should go on to another book and give it a little bit of time to breathe. And then let me get a 3 in the chat if you're just not sure what to do. If you're just not sure what to do. Okay. And with all that, we will get into my overall thoughts first and foremost, and then we'll dive into the chapters after. So let's get into it.
6 nations divided, how the gods envisioned the lands of Ghaphora, where nations must praise their gods individually. Inguvu, the god of power, Altira, the goddess of reality, Akasha, the goddess of space, Akaili, the goddess of mind, Nafasi, the god of time, Isarin, the god of soul. Each god bestowed their name and universal property to their nation through the blood of their land. Diligent praise to these gods, along with the blood of the land, allows the inhabitants of Ghaphora to wield the universal property of their god. These inhabitants are called gifts. It is forbidden for these nations to fraternize with one another. Gifts, the lands of Ghaphora.
All right, make sure you guys go and check out. You feel me? Go. Make sure y'all go and check out my book series. My bad. I thought I had this. I thought I had it in here, but go. Make sure y'all go check out my book series. Go check out the channel. All that good stuff. This Friday, I'm hoping to actually have everything ready to go live on that channel. Or I'm going to go live here on Marvel Bros for Superfan Friday and talk more about that channel. A whole bunch of good stuff is going to be going down. So show some love, tap in, tune in. If you ain't tuned in, make sure you tap in. All right. So let's talk about my overall thoughts first and foremost. As I said, I really did love this segment of the story. We got to see a lot of amazing things occur. We got to see the friends kind of come back together, see some new characters come out as well that I was really surprised to see. And all of it just worked really well for me. I think it all meshed together really well. I think it was a very I think there were a lot of moments of like not fear, but that kind of thriller sense of fast-paced things happening. Of like, oh my god, like we're going here, we're doing that, we're doing this, and then it was really cool to see all these different moments occur in other places, and then see how it kind of synchronized into one big story, if you will, and really just kind of let us know, like, oh man, we're, like this is all coming, it's all coming together, and that's one thing that I love about a story is when it all comes together, and I think that's what this segment did really well, is it gave us different, I was going to say segments, but literally it gave us different point of views, and then it allowed each point of view to kind of bleed into the next one, and then at the end it tied each one of those just nicely together with a good little bow. And like it's already been said, this was a really good cutoff point. I feel this was a really good part of the story for us to kind of just leave off on where we did leave off on, because it leaves a lot of room for growth for all of the characters now that we've all come back together. And now we have to kind of, are we going to share this information with each other that we've gained? Are we going to do this? Are we going to do that? What is the decision that we will make overall? And how are we going to continue to move forward from this stage that we're at now? Because clearly, since we've been apart, there have been crazy things going on for all of us in our respective areas. So now we're back together, and it's like, now we have to explain, this is what I've been doing, or this is what I've been doing. This is how I got here, and this is how we got there. So I'm really excited to continue to move forward with this story, just because now we have got to see these five. We've got to see the Taveran basically come together. Well, they started together. We saw them get torn apart. They came together again, torn apart again, and now they kind of just kind of wandered into each other this time without knowing what's going on. So we've seen them kind of get really taken down. And I say this each week, but it was so different from the books yet again that it's been a brand new story for me. It's been a brand new story, and that's something that's so fantastic, is that it has been this brand new story along the way, and we've been able to build these relationships, and people are coming closer together, and some people are falling apart more because there's just so many things that are happening while we're going through it, man. There's just so many different aspects of this story, and I'm loving every part of them. The dream sequence, like I said, I thought there was going to be more dream sequences going on. I really did, but we didn't get like a whole bunch of dream sequences going on in this segment. And the one that we did get wasn't even long, so short that it kind of threw me off, and I was like, wait, what's happening? But still, it beautifully woven together, and we've seen some more terms. Oh, and the one thing that I really did like as well is we also got to see some more Aes Sedai for the first time, and that was fantastic. This segment was our first time seeing more Aes Sedai other than Moiraine, and we're we got 7 pages left. You know what I mean? Like, just talking some mess, but the book is about to be over, and our first time seeing other Aes Sedai, they're guarding this freaking crazy person that's going on, and he's not even showing. He don't even look like he's supposed to be caught. Like that I just love the way that the picture was painted for everything that was going on, not just for our main titular characters, but also for the quote unquote background side character NPC characters that are just kind of around everywhere. You know, they stop speaking as soon as this thing happens, but then they start speaking again when, you know, when he leave, I'm gonna be talking again. That's what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? So it was just really, it was really captivating. This segment was, because there were so many moving pieces, but the pieces that were moving weren't necessarily like, it wasn't like a whole bunch of action was happening necessarily. Like, there was action occurring for sure, but it wasn't filled to the brim with action in every moment. But it just still has you on the edge of your seat. That's why the only words that I could really use to describe it was that kind of thriller like those thriller moments, because you're just so caught up that you're like moving with your character, you're moving with the character, like you're trying to hold your breath with them because you're so caught up in what's kind of going on. And I just really like that. And I think those are, I don't want to get too spoilery with the overall thoughts, and of course I know everyone has already read everything, but I just really, when it comes to my overall thoughts, I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of everything. I just kind of want to talk about some of the things that I really did like still keep it like quote unquote spoiler free, and then once we actually are done, we jump into the chat, and we jump into the chapter by chapter as well, and then we're able to talk a little bit more about it in that way. So I think that's all the things that I wanted to talk about. The action that there was awesome. I think there was beautiful lore and beautiful world building in this segment as well. We didn't really get introduced into too many new places, so there wasn't really a need for a heavy dose of cinematic exposition, I guess is the best way to put it. Because we kind of saw certain things already, but where we did get some more cinematic exposition, it was beautiful. And of course, again, seeing all these characters kind of doing their own thing. Rand got into some crazy shit this time around, and we finally met Hermione this time around as well, and I like that. So I think everything else that we can talk about we'll go into a little bit more once we get into the chapter by chapter portion, which is about to come up right after we start talking about all the stuff that's going on. Let's see. Let's jump into the chat. We need a board of your predictions. Ooh, I've been wanting to do something like that, and I think I will. I'm trying to figure out where to do it at. I think I can do it in my Canva thing that I use. I know there's like a whiteboard type of thing. I need my murder board. What is it called? It's not called a murder board, but that's like always what it's called. What is it called? I keep wanting to say murder board, but I know that's not what it is. Is it a theory board? It's the... What are those things called? My brain is so gone off of it. I can't think of what it's called. Keep track of the things that do come to pass and those that don't. My man speaking in code. Don't read the prologue in chapter 1 at the end of the book if you don't want to jump into book 2, chapter 1. Ending is another great cliffhanger. Oh. If I don't want to jump into book 2. Chapter 1 ending is a great cliffhanger. Oh, okay, I got you. Awesome. I think I'm kind of down to do that. 2, we have time until season 3 anyway. Okay. I don't want to stop the Wheel of Time momentum too much. Maybe something short that can be done in 1 to 2 weeks. Then on to the Great Hunt. Oh, I see what you're saying. And we met Trackens. Yes. Meet the Tracken would be a top tier sitcom reality show in Randland. Yeah, that's true. It's the Kraken. No, I'm just playing. Like the Kraken. No, I'm sorry. Overarching themes. There we go, baby. There we go. The sitcom would be called Lenny Knows Best. Boy Meets Wall. Nah, that's crazy. Boy Meets Wall is crazy. That 990 show, y'all are... Yo, ACM, you come out of nowhere with the joke, too, is insane. What's up with it, ACM? How you doing? Never says falling head over heels for a girl like a concussion. Hey, that's facts. A cork board is... I don't know about cork board. Red yarn. A whiteboard. But it's not just a whiteboard, right? Because it's the one that you can put push pins into it and do all of that other stuff too. Like there is a certain name for that type of canvas. It's like it's like the police board, a mesh board. It's something along the lines of that. I don't know why I can't hear. Red Yarn of Madness board. That's a Sidene thing for sure. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The Red Yarn of Madness board. I don't know. I want to figure this out on my own. That's the only reason why I haven't Googled it, but oh well. Murder board. Real name. A scrub down. What? What are we talking about? A committee of questioners. What? That's not... No. Never mind. It's okay. See? That's why I didn't look it up, because I knew something stupid like that was going to happen. What are we talking about? All right, y'all. I really don't know what it's called. Release the Krakens! Yo, why is there nothing? Everything is just called the murder board. Like, I know it's not called the murder board. Oh, a pin board. That's what it's called. It's called a pin board. It's called a pin board, guys. It's definitely called a pin board. Like 100%. Yep. It's a pin board. That's what I need. I need a damn pin board. So I can just have it right here. But I need the whiteboard and the pin board, right? It's like the... Okay, now I'm confused. Because now that I think about it, no, maybe it is a whiteboard. And they're just using magnets. What have I done to myself? Get me out of this rabbit hole, please. Maybe it is a whiteboard. Whiteboard with magnets. That's not as cool as a pen. That's not as cool as pushing pins into it for sure. I see that Mistborn book back there. Sanderson is pretty fun. Yes, sir. Got the Mistborn. I got the Mistborn again. Yes, I want to read this book as well. But I know that Robert Jordan and Brandon Sanderson. I think that would be a lot for my brain to kind of take in back to back. Because I know this isn't a complete, an entire expansive world for sure. So that's why I kind of think we might have to do book 2 for Wheel of Time, and then we can jump into some Brando Sando after that. And he also has some new stuff coming out, and I think that it would be actually really. I'm really looking forward to jumping into some more of one of the new projects that he dropped, either like Yumi the Painter, or something like that, and then the Frugal Wizard, and then there's another one, and I can't think of what the third one is called, but I kind of want to jump into one of those. But then I kind of want to jump onto Way of Kings, and it's just like whatever other book series that we jump into, it's going to have to be like, broken up to where it's like, okay, I can do 2 book clubs in a week though. Like I don't think that's an issue. So I just really want to jump into something else as well. I want to do a little bit more book clubs. I definitely want to get the comic book club going for my Marvel bros for sure. So we gonna see. I feel like the tracking show should be named Game of Thrones. That's crazy. They're shorter too. Oh, okay. Sando's Stormlight Archive is his crowning achievement. I've heard that Stormlight Archive and then The Way of Kings. I think I heard that both of those are like some of his best things going around. You know what? I love you so much. I don't know how she heard me talk about coffee. I don't know how she knew I wanted it, but she knew. Shout out to my wife. Let's get some W's in the chat for my beautiful wife Remy for bringing me some coffee. I don't even know. I don't know when she heard me. Like I don't know. That's awesome though. This is amazing. Oh yeah, baby. That's some good coffee for sure. All right. I'm now we can get it going. Now we can do some damn things around here. Brandon Sanderson dropped 6 books last year. 5 of them were written during COVID. I really want to do something like that. High key. I really want to come out of nowhere and just like drop hella books, but no one gives a damn about me or my book, so there's no way I could do that. But one day. Like I said, I'm hoping to get more book stuff going for sure. It'll get cracking soon. I'm learning a lot talking to you nerds. Comic book club deep dive into Krakoan X-Men would be dope. Yeah, I wanna I want to jump into either some new comics or any of the things that are about to, like Daredevil, right? Daredevil Born Again is about to drop, so I kind of want to read Devil's Reign. I want to read Born Again. Just do kind of some stuff like that, like coincide the comics that we read for Comic Book Club with the stuff that's going on within the MCU, and then also jump into other dope stuff that's coming out as well. Just to stay a little bit more on the relevant side of things. And then like with book club, we can kind of jump into whatever series is going on. But I think for the comic book club, it'll be really important to kind of, stay on topic with what's ever going on. Like, oh, Daredevil's dropping. Let's read Daredevil. Oh, this is dropping. Let's read this. You know what I mean? And kind of do that along the way. Would you be interested in his Dark Materials prequel? Yes, I would be. Wait, a prequel, like a prequel story to his Dark Materials? What? Yes, I'm here for all things his Dark Materials. That's actually one of the things that I was thinking about reading. Whoa, what did I do? Yeah, that's one of the things that I was thinking about reading though. His Dark Materials, Mistborn, or I think or the Expanse, but I can't remember if that's the one that was on my head for sure. I got it in my to be read, in my to-doist. All right. All right, gentlemen and ladies. Let's get to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. So let's get in to it. It is time to jump into our chapter by chapter review and discussion. Let me get on my right page of notes. Bring that back a little bit. Grab my book. Put that there. Gotta put the keyboard up. All right, let's get into it. And while we're going through book club, you already knew what to do. You need to go and grab you some snacks. Go and grab you something to sip on, a little drinky drink, because we are about to dive on in and get nerdy, baby.
Hi, my name is Dominique Pruitt, and I started Don's Bomb Gourmet Popcorn LLC in the summer of 2021 to introduce delicious and unique flavored popcorn not found anywhere else in the world. Why, you ask? Because I make it in my home with love, just for you. We offer over 10 flavors and are continuously creating new flavors that can be customized to any color or taste for your next event, party, or fundraiser. So go find yourself to our website and find a bombastic flavor of popcorn at donsbombgourmetpopcorn.com, or you can also follow us on Instagram or Facebook at Don's Bomb Gourmet Popcorn.
Shout out to Dom's Bomb Gourmet Popcorn. Make sure you guys go and get you some Dom's Bomb Gourmet Popcorn, where the popcorn is always bomb, gourmet, and of course is made by Dom. All right, let's get into it. Yo, like I said, we are going to be covering chapters 20. I was about to say chapters 20. We've been past chapter 20 for a while now. We're covering chapters 37 through 41, and we are going to start with chapter 37. You guys already know we listen to a little bit of the book sometimes, and I think this week we'll probably stick to listening to I want to listen to like dream sequences, and then any requests that you guys have for segments that you want to listen to, just let me know. And then, of course, before we get into it any deeper, make sure that you guys drop a like on the stream, because it definitely helps out tremendously with all the things we do around these parts. Okay? So, let's get it crickling and crackling, man. I got my coffee. Let me know if you got some tea, if you got some, what you sipping on. Let me know. I got some coffee, and I got some homemade cookies as well. Like, yummy, yummy, yummy. In my tummy. I hope that's delicious. Let me know what y'all munching on. So, we actually started. I don't know if we maybe not started the chapter, but we basically started the chapter with the horse POV yet again. I have told you guys so much that I think it's hilarious that we get to have the horse's POV in this book. I don't know what that's about, but it's really hilarious, man. Being able to get the horse's reactions to what's going on. I don't think I've really saw something like that before. I don't think I've seen anything like that before when it comes to a book that I've read. Like, literally, I've never seen something like that happen. But we get the horse's POV, and it works really well. I think it works greatly, actually. Like, and it definitely, I don't want to say humanizes them, not by any means, but it just gives us a little bit more understanding of how serious the situation is. I think that's what happens every time the situation is a lot more serious than we know, is when we get the horse's POV, and that kind of pumps up the level of what's going on here, right? So when we see that, Mandarb is doing this or Mandarb is doing that, it's really, it's really going on. It's really going in and when it's going on. And I love how it's like, yo, he would not have been this chill if Lan did not hand off the reins himself. Like, see, things like that just give us a good a good notion and a good understanding that everybody, down to the horses, is set tripping in this universe, in this series, in this world. And I love that. I just loved it, yo. Like I just love it. Like for real. And then we get of course Moiraine's catchphrase yet again, the wheel weaves as the wheel weaves, and that's the vibe of her saying that all the time. And and I really just, I'm rocking with that. Nynaeve, of course, being her naive self, getting her flirt on with my guy Lan in her own way, of course. And then on page 542, paragraph 5. This is where I was like, all right, G, this is where the Ayo started, okay? So it says, she drew a shuddering breath. She expected him to comment on how easily he had come on her unaware. How easily he had what? That's literally what my note says. How easily he what on who? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, that was the beginning of the Ayo, and it did not stop there. The Ayo did not stop there. The Ayo continued on. The Ayo continues on for several chapters. Every chapter, there's at least one Ayo moment, for sure. So I was like, just not ready for that, She expected him to comment on how easily he had come on her unaware, but instead, he turned to dig into his saddlebags. Like, bruv, there were so many other choices of terminology right there. But hey, we already know what we're in for. AO counter is at 1. Let's get a 1 on the AO counter. Oh, this is something else that stuck out to me. Why is Moiraine strong as hell? Why did she grab Nynaeve's arm? And then Nynaeve was like, whoa. She was like, wait a minute. What was the words used exactly? Like, she was like, there was no difference from how Lan grabbed her arm. Like, there was no difference from Moiraine to Lan grabbing her arm. Insane. Like, insane. I just love that. I love that. And then they're always playing, like, that back and forth, the battle. It's a constant game of wits between them, and it's always like, you know what I mean? Like, they're always going back and forth as to, like, oh wow, I knew you were sharp, but damn, that's kind of the vibe that they continue to give each other. I think this is about the second or third time that we also have Moiraine talk about Nynaeve being a part of the pattern. That's something that I really appreciated as well. Because up until this point, we really don't know. And Nynaeve is really kind of I don't want to say this in a bad way, but it seems like Nynaeve is like that, like almost like a tag along until we start seeing how much she is a part of the pattern. And I don't mean tag along in a bad way. I mean more of like a den mother type of way. You know what I mean? Like the hovering mom that isn't going to leave her kids at the mall. You know what I mean? She drops the kids off at the mall, drives around the block, and then goes into the food court. You know what I mean? It's just sitting in the food court the whole time, and then just drives back around when they call to get picked up type of vibe. That's Nynaeve. You know what I'm saying? And that's dope. I like that about her. I like how much she cares about everyone. I like how much she really believes in them. Uh, Oh, and then we also get, we have Lan being a ninja immediately, and he just disappears into the night. And then immediately after that, we have Nine trying to do the same thing that he did, and she's like watching her footsteps and trying to be silent with what she's doing. And I just like that. I like that small notion because this is something that they kind of say though, is when you are interested in a person or when you want to be with a person or anything along the line, or if you admire a person, even, you start to take on some of their mannerisms. You start to take on some of the lingo that they use. It just happens when, especially when you spend time with a person as well. But just when you're trying to get closer to somebody, you start to be more more like them. So I like Nine kind of trying to portray her own form of that in her own way. It was just really dope to see. And then we also get this hint after that the wolves have been basically watching Perrin for a while now. It's not like Perrin just stumbled across them, and I think that was also hinted at in his portion of the reading within last week's one, is that the wolves have kind of been watching him. But I think this is just confirms it a little bit more between Nynaeve and Moiraine. I think they were all talking, and she says like, yeah, the wolves have definitely been around a lot more lately than they are usually. And that's something that it stood out to me, and I appreciated it because I was like, it's because my guy is a, what did they call him, the wolf brother? I think that's what his chapter was called. But he's a wolf brother, so that, I think that just gives a really good point of view, right? We get a completely different point of view of everything from Perrin and from everybody in this segment. And I think that's one of my favorite things, is that we continue to get a different point of view from all these other characters. But again, wolves watching Perrin, love it. And I love him being a wolf brother. Side note. Oh, and then we get this beautiful line. Let me see. I want to go actually to the page exactly to make sure that I get this quote, to get the entire. I wanted to read this last chapter right here. This was beautiful, right? I know there's other things going on in this chapter. Obviously, I don't want to act like there's not, but I'm just talking about some of those key things that I really appreciated. And then, of course, we'll talk more about the things that you liked as well. But this, at the end, it says, this is the very last paragraph of this chapter. The heels she dug into Bella's side were not needed. The mare ran, and the other was more than happy to follow. Anywhere, so long that they could run, so long that they could escape the fire from the sky that killed the night. The fire from the sky that killed the night. Oh man, like, oh my goodness, I just love that. Like, I love that so much. I love it. I love the words that are used, everything. It just hits and it fits so well. But yeah, those are kind of some of the things that stood out to me here. Of course, I also liked that. I think this is where we see Nynaeve sneaking into all this stuff going on, and we see the white cloaks. Oh. Well, that's something that I said later. But the damn white cloaks. That was another note that I had took. From a later chapter, but the damn white cloaks, I meant to say this in my overall thoughts, they popped up everywhere. They're everywhere, bro. They're freaking roaches. Like, they're literally everywhere they go. Like, everywhere you go, you see the white cloaks. People are scared of them. You can't blink, you can't turn without seeing the damn white cloaks. And that, it didn't have me pressed at first, but it was like it was like chapter 37. And then it's like white cloaks. And there's like chapter 38. And it was like white cloaks. And then it was like chapter 39, white cloaks. I was like, okay, what the fuck is happening here? And then the one chapter that there's not white cloaks, instead it's the Queen's guards. It's like, bro, what? God damn it. Like, can we catch a break? Can we catch a break? The answer is no. Yep. Yep. Okay. Let's jump into chat and see how y'all are feeling about chapter 37. How are y'all feeling? Yo, what's up with Azelle?
Hello there.
What you doing, G? Hope you're having a good day. Good night, brother. For real. Shout out to my guy Zealous, one of the members of my Vane Esports organization. Shout out to that guy. Just popping in what we on, G. We doing book club right now, brother, for the Eye of the World. I hope you're having a good one. The Book of Dust is what it's called. Okay, the Book of Dust sounds amazing. I that actually sounds like something I do want to read completely. Yes, sir. Told bro Defenders MCU canon. Yeah, Daredevil, you did tell me. You right. Eye of the World. Raspberry iced tea and some raspberry cookies. Hey, that sounds fire. Bella! Too early for the Bella is the creator talk. Never too early for that. No, that's crazy. Building anticipation is insane. 9E flirting is a little like when the girls in 4th grade kick you and run away. Facts. ACM, this is a fact right here, my guy. This is such a fact. That is exactly what she does. That's funny. Anything you can do, I can do better. 100% naive. She is the embodiment of 50% this, 50% this, and 100% of get on your damn nerves. Like that naive do not be playing. She be set tripping. And I don't know what's up with her, but she be tripping. It's really funny when she start tripping. Okay, buddy. All right, guy. I love Lan and Nynaeve. I love Lan and Nynaeve both get turned on by extreme competence. They do. That's an interesting point, but it is a valid one. 100% the helicopter parent vibe, and Lan is Batman. Exactly. That's facts. He is Batman. I think if I ever read a Batman novel, how they describe Lan doing stuff is 1000% the way that they would describe Batman doing things. Like there is a point, I talk about one of those things that he does later on. I have it as a note later on in one of the chapters, and yeah, bruh, he's Batman for sure. How much does Sensei being a watcher first allow him to see the Nynaeve and Lan scenes for what they truly are? What, I was 16? I didn't catch it on my first read? No, I mean, I know vibes, though. And I could tell there was something going on. I'm 100% confident that I would still be feeling the same way, even if I didn't know what was going on. You know what I mean? Because I think it's definitely weaved into the pattern. You know what I'm saying? I absolutely did not catch Lan and Nynaeve flirting on my first read through as a kid. That is a cool thing to have context for on a first time through. I saw it on my first read through, but I was like 22. Okay. Nynaeve having the presence of mind to steal an extra horse is just badass. I really appreciated that too. I didn't even mention about her going through and doing that, but I love, you know what? Okay. I know this was added later, but this chapter 37 and what Nynaeve was doing reminded me a lot of the earlier when we got to see Egwene kind of creeping in this similar way. It's just it wasn't for this reason. You know, she was creeping in order to snoop and be nosy, but now we got to see like that same type of creeping happening, but from Nynaeve's point of view, and there's so much on the line. I'm pretty sure I saw Nynaeve's crush on Lan almost immediately, but I also see through those kinds of things where they don't. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. You, Marisu said I saw it, but I would have saw it no matter what, even if it wasn't there. Because what is that called? I can't think of what that is, but there's definitely a. What is it called, my G? The fan, not a fan cast. It's, I don't know, when like the fans make a relationship, you know, like Zutara. I just like any time we're in Nynaeve's head. I do too. I feel like we didn't get. I feel like every chapter when we're from Nynaeve's point of view is very short, but Nynaeve be tripping, and I feel like that's a lot to handle. I feel like it's a lot to handle. I really do. What's up, with the cutie pie? How you doing?
Hello there.
I didn't notice Lan and Nynaeve had a thing, but I was 15 when I first read it. Okay, let me think. I think at 15, I would have. I think at 15, I possibly would have known what was going on. Still, I was a very intuitive 15-year-old, I believe. Shipping. Oh yeah. I know fans love shipping. The fan ship, you know what I mean? I know they love shipping people that they, for any reasons. I already know that there has to be some crazy shipping going on with Rand and Matt that I want nothing to do with. Like I want no parts of that. It's called something else though. What is that called? Like shipping is one of the terms, but there's another one, right? Oh, no. It's just called fan fiction. That's what it is. I know there's some Matt and Rand fan fiction out there, yo. And I want nothing to do with it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to know about it. Keep it to yourselves, please. The kids call that shipping is crazy, ACM. The kids call that shipping is crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. That is absolutely diabolical. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Let's move on to. Oh, I didn't get to do the thing. I forgot. Sorry. I really like to do the thing. I didn't get to do it with chapter 37. My bad, y'all. I fumbled the bag. Y'all don't even know what I'm talking about, but I'm still sorry. Because I like doing this way. Let's close that. There we go. There we go. What damn chapter was we on? Okay. Oh, yeah. The chapter icon. Thank you, KP. Marisu, you're slipping. You're supposed to be on the chapter icons, Marisu. I mean, come on. Your profile picture is literally the chapter icon for 38. You got to get on it, girl. Hold on, let me go back. Boom. Oh, is this the White Cloak son that they mention is on their stuff? Is that what that is? Is that what is that chapter icon? Oh my god. Jesus. Oh my goodness. Oh, there we go. What is that, a chapter icon, ladies and gents? I think it's the sun. Am I right about that, or am I wrong? Those days on the road were wet and cold is crazy. You're thinking of a specific type of fan fiction, which I think is called slash fic. Oh, because it's like person/person fiction. I could see that. Rand has probably spent more nights spooning with Matt than he has with girls at this point. Why not ship them? They were definitely spooning when it was raining. The White Cloak Sunburst. Yes, that is a freaking awesome name, yo. Like, I need whoever came up with all these names to just come talk to me for a day. I just need an hour with somebody, you know? Give me an hour with Brando Sando. Like, well, I can't get an hour with Robert Jordan, unfortunately. But, you know, just give me an hour with somebody so I can just pick out their nerd brain and just be like, okay, so what should I do here? Or whatever, you know? Like, for real. That is indeed the logo for the Children of the Light. There you go. The logo. I call everything a logo. That's my graphic designer brain in my head for sure. But I know it's not called the logo. They call them emblems. Is that what it be? Is that what it technically would be called? The emblem or the seal, right? I think that's what it would be called in the fantasy term. Maybe the seal or the mark? Maybe just the mark. You know what I mean? The maker's mark. No whiskey bars. Oh. Oh man, that was nice. Whew. Yeah. Oh. Jesus. All right. I think that's that. So now, let's get into
Chapter 38. Rescue.
Man, I am really... Where are my notes? Oh, here we go. Yo, this had me low-key perturbed, I guess, because I suppose I just wasn't paying any attention, but Perrin and Egwene had been prisoners for days? Like... I don't know where my brain went. I don't know how I missed that, but they've been prisoners for days? Like, what? I guess I just didn't know that, or I wasn't paying attention. Maybe I was paying too much attention to, like, Rand and Matt or something, or I don't know what, but, bro, for days? Huh? Were they not just with the homies? Yeah. Like, whoa. Yo, that's so sad. They just had my guy Perrin just walking. And then what's brother's name? Buyer? Is that the bloke's name? Yeah, Buyer, yo. Buyer's a menace. That was the first thing I wrote down about him. Buyer is a damn menace. That's exactly what I wrote down. Because why is he on demon time like that? Like, did I miss something? Is Buyer the son to the dude that got deaded? I think I must not have been paying attention when they got captured again. Yeah, I think that might be the issue. I think when they got captured again, I didn't know that's what had happened. Because I was completely confused. Like, when I was like, yo, they've been captured for days. Wait, how have they been captured for days? But once I got over that, because I wasn't caught up on that long, you know. The White Cloaks, yo, she's a witch, burn her. Like, they are just looking for someone to murder. And it's super interesting. They cared not anything about the truth. They care about, like, I don't even know at that point, how do you even, what the hell? How do you even, how do you know anyone's telling the truth if you're just murdering people? Like, even when, like, you're just murdering people. And don't get me wrong, like, yes, they were lying, but he didn't know that. He didn't know they was lying. So where the hell does he get off? You know? Like, how you just gonna tell somebody they lying? What are we doing here? And you just gonna torture him. And just, he's like, oh yeah, I got, I'm gonna freaking fillet the skin off of, off your body. Just, skin from flesh. Just tear it apart. No biggie. You guys will be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. And then we get the badassness right here, okay? Here we go. Let's where is this at? Okay, yeah, let's get this part. Yeah.
Perringe is back. Whole skin, not really. That would be Perringe finally. Because of the wolves, he must take it to the council. But he must reach Cambridge too. Nothing but idle speculation.
What the fuck? Oh. I was like, what's happening here? Yeah, Buyer's a freaking menace, bro. Oh, here we go. Where's it at? What? Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. My bad. I found it. Here we go.
The gaunt man picked up his helmet from beside the lantern and started to stand. "Wait," Perrin said hoarsely. His thoughts tumbled over and over as he searched in vain for some way out. "Wait! I want to talk. Help comes." The thought blossomed in his mind, a clear burst of light in the midst of chaos, so startling that for a moment he forgot everything else, even where he was. Dapple was alive. Elias! He thought at the wolf, demanding without words to know if the man was alive. An image came back. Elias lying on a bed of evergreen branches beside a small fire in a cave, tending a wound in his side. It all took only an instant. He gaped at Bayer, and his face broke into a foolish grin. Elias was alive. Dapple was alive. Help was coming. Bayer paused, risen only to a crouch, looking at him. Some thoughts come to you, Perrin of the Two Rivers, and I would know what it is. For a moment, Perrin thought he meant the thought from Dapple. Panic fled across his face, followed by relief. Bayer could not possibly know. Bayer watched his changes of expression, and for the first time, the White Cloak's eyes went to the rock he had tossed on the ground. He was reconsidering, Perrin realized. If he changed his mind about the rock, would he dare risk leaving them alive to talk? Ropes could be frayed after the people wearing them were dead, even if it made for risk of discovery. He looked into Bayer's eyes. The shadowed hollows of the man's eye sockets made them appear to stare at him from dark caves. And he saw death decided. Bayer opened his mouth, and as Perrin waited for sentence to be pronounced, things began to happen too fast for thought. Suddenly, one of the guards vanished. 1 minute there were 2 dim shapes. The next, the night swallowed one of them. The second guard turned, the beginning of a cry on his lips, but before the first syllable was uttered, there was a solid chunk, and he toppled over like a felled tree. Bayer spun, swift as a striking viper, the axe whirling in his hand so fast that it hummed. Perrin's eyes bulged as the night seemed to flow into the lantern light. His mouth opened to yell, but his throat locked tight with fear. For an instant, he even forgot that Bayer wanted to kill them. The White Cloak was another human being, and the night had come alive to take them all. Then, the darkness invading the light became Lan, cloak swirling through shades of grey and black as he moved. The axe in Bayer's hands lashed out like lightning, and Lan seemed to lean casually aside, letting the blade pass so close he must have felt the wind of it. Bayer's eyes widened as the force of his blow carried him off balance, as the warder struck with hands and feet in rapid succession, so quick that Perrin was not sure what he had just seen. What he was sure of was Bayer collapsing like a puppet. Before the falling White Cloak had finished settling to the ground, the warder was on his knees, extinguishing the lantern. In the sudden return to darkness, Perrin stared blindly. Lan seemed to have vanished again. Is it really? Egwene gave a stifled sob. We thought you were dead. We thought you were all dead. Not yet. The warder's deep whisper was tinged with amusement. Hands touched Perrin, found his bonds. A knife sliced through the ropes with barely a tug, and he was free. Aching muscles protested as he sat up. Rubbing his wrists, he peered at the greying mound that marked Bayer. Did you... Is he... No. Lan's voice answered quietly from the darkness. I do not kill unless I mean to, but he won't bother anyone for a while. Stop asking questions and get a pair of their cloaks. We do not have much time.
Come on, son! Like, come on! That is one hell of a fight scene right there. That is one hell of a fight scene right there, ladies and gentlemen. Like, oh my God. The way that it's said, the way things are described, and then the next moment this is happening, and the dark figure turned and it was Lan, and grayish blacks turned as his cloak waved, like, bruh, like, I was like, oh shit! Like, I felt like I was watching a movie the way I was like, let's go! Like, bro, amazing, just amazing the way that things are presented, the way things are said, and the way we're able to just kind of float through. Oh, bruh, just like, yeah. And then like, did you? No, I don't kill unless I mean. Like, bruh, what? That is so raw, bro. That is so badass, bruh. I do not kill unless I mean to. That's one of the hardest things ever said ever. Like, bruh. Yes. Yes, this is amazing. This is peak. This is peak. Like, bro, I feel like I'm getting so spoiled from this. Like, and then you guys say this isn't even the best one. Like, I don't think I'm ready. I don't think I'm going to be able to enjoy anything. I'm never going to be able to read again. Like, bro. good God. Land just came through and slaughtered everyone. Like, he just came through and slaughtered everyone. I was like, yeah, let's go. And the way it said, there was two dark figures, and now they were gone. Oh, shit. Like, oh. I was like, wait. Oh my God. Oh, wait. Oh, my goodness. Next thing you know, everybody's freaking gone. Like, bruh, yes, please. Please. I need so much more. Yo, the fight scene was crazy. That's all I can say is the fight scene was crazy. The next thing that happened, though, was something that I was like, why haven't we, this is something that I feel needs to happen in a lot of other things, right? I'm going to go on a little bit of my nerd tangent, but them using the cloaks to just leave is such a small thing. But for nerds like us, it's a huge thing. It's like, if that didn't happen, right, we would have been like, why didn't they just take the cloaks and put them on so they could escape easier? Like, why didn't that happen? It's like Robert Jordan was obviously a super nerd, so it's like they're gonna act, like we need to address these things. It's like, hey, why don't they just, like, that's what we would say. You don't need to create some crazy fancy way for them to escape. Why don't they just do this? And then they do the thing that is super simple for them to do. And it's like, there's no need to be like, oh, well, they didn't do that because this, and that, and that, and that. No. There's no need for explanation. They did do the thing that was super obvious and would have made it really easy for them to escape. No, they did that. And then they escaped. Like, yes, I'm so happy that they did the thing, because if they didn't just do something so simple as take their cloaks and put it on, it just, I don't know, but it's little things like that can bug a nerd. Like, it just can bug a nerd. It's like, yo, why didn't they just do something so simple? That's what I would have did. Like when you're watching a movie and they're just murdering people left and right and they're not picking up new guns or changing their ammo or anything. It's just shooting endlessly. Little things like that are like, okay, that's dumb. But when you see them go and they're like checking for ammo, like John Wick, you see him and he's looking for ammo, or he's looking for another gun off of a person and he keeps firing. Like, yeah, that's what you want. Like that. Yeah, that's the vibe. And I know it's a small moment, but I just appreciated it. You guys know I can appreciate the little things in life, baby. Oh, and then my last note for chapter 38 is riding bareback is crazy. Why are these the terms that we're using? Like I understand Perrin ain't tripping, I understand that Perrin's riding the horse without a saddle. I get that. Fine. Like, I get that. Riding bareback is the term that we have to use. Absolutely diabolical. Like, this man Robert Jordan was mad horny, fam. Like, there's nothing else to say. About it. But yeah, yo, chapter 38 was awesome. I loved chapter 38. I want to know how you guys felt about chapter 38. Let's jump into the chat and see how y'all felt about this chapter. Let's jump back in. And the chapter icon for chapter 38 is Marisu's profile picture. All right. Bayar is a classic sociopath. For sure. Like, he for sure is. Bjar is Geofram Bornhald's second in command. You met Dane Yo, from Sun and Berlin. Oh, okay. Thank you, ACM. I got it now. Sometimes I get people mixed up, but yeah, I got you now. We know about Bayer, but we didn't know a lot about him though, right? Like we just knew about him because Dane was the focus before. Am I right, or did I just not pay attention to him at all? I think they would have let Perrin and Egwene actually leave or setting them up to kill them on the way out. I think they were setting things up to where the only way they would have been able to escape is if they channeled. You know what I mean? It's like, let's set these things up in just the right way to where if you do somehow get a hold of this and do that, it's because you were able to channel to get that or whatever. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of more of the way to go about it. It's really not right that Dane Bornhold is so attractive in this show. Dane Bornhold. Oh, yeah. He is in the show, right? Because we see Hopper, kill bruh's dad, and then bruh is like all hurt about it, and then he looks at Perrin, right? Dane Bornhold. Oh, yeah. My guy looked like, I don't know who he looks like, but he definitely looks like someone. Like, I see it. Interesting. Would have made a great choice for Galen. I mean, even Paddon Fane is sort of attractive in this show. Paddon Fane? Not the neighborhood crackhead. Paddon Fane? I don't know about that. How weird was it that my guy also ended up popping up in Halo with like being the same type of character? Like, what? Yeah, I know a dude that looks just like Paddon Fane, yo, at my local 7-Eleven. I hope I'm not the only 12-year-old who giggled at weak. Yes, that I'm telling you, they were saying some wild stuff for sure. These fight scenes are so damn good. Facts. Marsu is always on demon time. In my head, I'm playing the 90s Batman theme the whole time Lan is working his way through the centuries. Like, for real. Like, I get that so much. Haven't even gotten into sword forms yet. I know you guys talk so much about sword forms. I don't know. I know nothing about sword forms. Just wait until Jordan starts indulging his interest in women's fashion. Oh, Lord. Riding bareback was a horse term before it was a sex term. Nah. That was riding bareback has always been a sex term. I'm so sad I have to go to bed. Oh no, sleep well and wake, Sharice. Hope you have a good one. Hope you have a good night's sleep. The flame of Tarvalon. Bayer isn't in the show at all. Okay. Bayer got combined with Valda in the show. Valda hasn't been introduced yet in the books, but he'll be important later. I think I remember somebody actually saying something like that when we were doing our watch party. I think I remember someone saying that Bayer and Valda got combined. And I think another two characters got combined, and I can't remember who. But, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. That's definitely crazy. Yeah, chapter 38 was really good. Really did appreciate it. Now, before we'll Wait. Okay, we're about to get into chapter 39 right after these messages. Which ones though? Let's go. What is up, Super Fam?
How's it going, everyone?
Welcome to Marvel Bros, where we discuss all things Marvel and everything pop culture.
We started Marvel Bros back in 2019 because we have a love for not only Marvel movies and comics, but because we wanted to have a place where people could stay up to date with all pop culture news.
Here, you will have access to all of our content, whether it be trailer reactions. You look like He-Man. Oh!
And most importantly, controllable.
Go!
Character breakdowns. Welcome to Marvel Bros Breakdown.
Welcome to Marvel Bros Breakdown, where we dive deeper into characters and theorize about the latest films.
Pop culture news updates. On today's pop culture news update.
And on today's pop culture news update.
Or movie reviews.
We love to have open discussions here on the channel, so feel free to join us when we go live.
Battle Cove, I like that Kang's motives are understandable in the same way Thanos' motives were. That's exactly what we're saying.
That was pretty awesome.
Well.
Or jump in the comment section of a trailer reaction or breakdowns so we can theorize, converse, and nerd out.
Follow us on social media at Marvel Bros to stay up to date with the latest news, rumors, content, and more.
You can also join our Discord, where we are constantly having conversations pertaining to Marvel, DC, Star Wars, anime, and everything pop culture.
All of our past pop culture news updates are available wherever you listen to podcasts at.
If you guys would like to support Marvel Bros, all you gotta do is visit our website at www.marvelbros.com and buy some merch. Represent the superfan.
To get early access to content, patron-only scoops, giveaways, private Q&As, and those sacred watch parties. Alrighty. Now, let's get into
Chapter 39. Weaving of the Web.
That is such a fire name. The Weaving of the Web is just, yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's how we do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is about to be, I'm ready. I'm ready. This is going to, it's like, when I saw the name of this chapter, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be a good time. We're in for a good time indeed. Here for a good time, not a long time. You feel me? My bad, y'all. Let me put this on. Boom. There we go. There we go. Boom. And where's it at? Boom. Okay, in chapter 39, we find out that Matt is going through it still, and he's also mad. He's low-key mad, or he's feeling some type of way about Loyal. He's like, I have no idea that Ogiers look like Trollocs. Bro, I don't know why he was doing our boy Loyal like that. Loyal definitely didn't deserve the hate. Loyal is a good friend. He's a nice guy. He doesn't deserve that. But that's what happened. So I was like, oh damn, why'd I do him like this? That was crazy. But we also see this is where we get a lot of that world building, a lot more of this background going on, to where we find out that the city basically went crazy with the word of Dark Friend, and they even started not even trusting their wisdoms and their healers. They didn't even turn to them with the just thought of them possibly being dark friends. And I was like, that is so wild. But again, it makes a lot of sense in the face of someone saying that there are dark friends, of all these things going on. It makes a lot of sense as to, why we wouldn't be on, well, not wouldn't be on board, but why we would be very timid with all these other people that have ties to the one power, I guess you can say. Even some even the Aes Sedai were getting looked at a little bit weird. as we know from earlier parts of the book, to where, and he worked, like, some people are just like, yo, what? Like, what in the world? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? You know, Aes Sedai or whatever. And it just was really dope to see how the rest of the city and the rest of the lands and everyone else has been basically reacting to all of these murmurs that have been going on in the rumors, and hearing about, you know, Logain and all of these different things. It was just so much happening at one time, and I was here for it. I think it was really awesome to see that going on. And then we hear about people that are looking for Matt and Rand also, just giving us a little hint to what's going on. And then we find out that the wrappings that Rand had just kind of used to hide the heron on his blade accidentally had him basically choosing political sides. Which is crazy, but that's such a subtle way to, you know, add in some more of this political unrest that we know is happening throughout the lands yet again. And it's like, yo, just a really soft way of putting our characters in the middle of turmoil accidentally doing stuff. Like, them accidentally making these little decisions on the fly has the craziest ramifications ever. And it's like, they could never have known that these are the ramifications for these subtle acts that they're doing. That, well, at least acts that they think that are subtle, the acts that they don't think has any need for a ramification or has any need for I don't know what the other word is, but, you know, there's no need for a reaction for these things, because it's like, yo, I need to hide this heron on my blade because everywhere I go, people are always staring at the heron. As soon as I do that, guess what? It gets me wrapped in with this other political party that I know nothing about. And basically what it all boils down to is the people with the white bands think that, you know, the queen is bad, and the ones with the red bands are showing support for the queen. And it's just like, yo, how do we get here with wrappings and armbands and all these other things? It's like, bro, it's just so I just love that. I love that. I really do. I think it's such an amazing way to subtly continue to build out this world even more than we already have. Oh, and then this is something that I also hinted at earlier, but the first time we see other Aes Sedai, other than Moiraine, is when they're guarding the false dragon. Like, that is such a powerful way to let us know that the Aes Sedai, although they are a powerful people and all this, it's not like they are going from town to town. You know, it's not like they're just everywhere, showing up, making people understand, helping people throughout the lands. It seemed as if up until this point, the Aes Sedai seemed more of like a myth type of thing. They have more, not lore, but more of a. Is it just myth? I guess it's just myth. More of a myth type of vibe to them, rather than being like a, you know, hey, yo, yeah, the Aes Sedai walk around for real. It's like, no, they say the Aes Sedai do this, or, you know, it's spoke of in terms of, I've never seen an Aes Sedai in my life. That's more of the way that it is that we've seen it from everybody. I mean, even down to, especially from the Two Rivers on, you know, we see that the farther away that we get from the Two Rivers, the more that people are in the know about these different things that are occurring. But still, it's not something that's like, oh yeah, we just saw we just saw a red Aja the other day, or, oh yeah, we saw an Aes Sedai of the blue Aja just come rolling through here. No, it's not something like that happens. It's more of a rare thing. It's something that's more magical than that, and that's something that I really appreciate. So we go through this whole book with only seeing Moiraine, and everywhere that Moiraine goes and people know that she's an Aes Sedai, they immediately are like showering her with everything, or they're nervous or whatever. And now we see a whole bunch of Aes Sedai, and they're all guarding one person, and it's like, what the heck is going on? You know, like, yo, we've been told that these Aes Sedai are this and that and that and this, and now there's basically, what was it, like a full battalion of them guarding this one dude, and he's just chilling in there, commanding respect, not demanding it, just chilling in a cage, commanding respect, causing the other village people to just be quiet in his presence. What? Like, that is fire. Oh, and then something else that I wrote down on my notes. We also saw some more emblems, some more crests for some other lands or for some other people, some that we haven't really seen before, in the form of the golden bees of Ilion, the 3 white crescents of Ter, and then the rising suns of Carrion. And I was just like, okay, that's awesome. That's all really dope. I don't think we really haven't heard too much about that. We haven't seen too much about that before. So it was really cool to kind of, you know, get to see that going on. And then let me see what else happened. Oh. And then we have this part right here. The White Cloaks noticed him looking at them and stared back as if meeting a challenge. He let a swinging swirl in the crowd sweep him out of their sight and joined in their song. Forward the lion, forward. Wait, no. Hold on. Let's find that. Where is that at? I'm not sure. Okay, maybe I passed. I don't know. Yeah, I missed it. Yeah, I missed it. It's okay. Aha. Here we go.
A singing swirl in the crowd sweep him out of their sight and joined in their song. Forward the lion, the white lion takes the field. Roar defiance at the shadow. Forward the lion. Forward, Andor triumphant. The route that would bring the false dragon into Camelin was well known. Those streets themselves were kept clear by solid lines of the Queen's guards and red-cloaked pikemen, but people packed the edges of them shoulder to shoulder, even the windows and the rooftops. Rand worked his way into the inner city, trying to get closer to the palace. He had some thought of actually seeing Loghain displayed before the Queen. To see the false dragon and a queen, both. That was something he had never dreamed of back home. The inner city was built on hills, and much of what the Ogier had made still remained. Where streets in the new city mostly ran every which way in a crazy quilt, here they followed the curves of the hills as if they were a natural part of the earth. Sweeping rises and dips presented new and surprising vistas at every turn. Parks seen from different angles, even from above, where their walks and monuments made patterns pleasing to the eye, though barely touched with green. Towers suddenly revealed, tile-covered walls glittering in the sunlight with 100 changing colours. Sudden rises where the gaze was thrown out across the entire city to the rolling plains and forests beyond. All in all, it would have been something to see, if not for the crowd that hurried him along before he had a chance to really take it in. And all those curving streets made it impossible to see very far ahead. Abruptly, he was swept around a bend, and there was the palace. The streets, even following the natural contours of the land, had been laid out to spiral in on this gleeman's tale of pale spires and golden domes and intricate stonework traceries, with the banner of Andor waving from every prominence.
Like, yo. Like, what in the world is my guy doing here? What's happening? Like,
centerpiece for which all the other vistas had been designed. It seemed more sculpted by an artist than simply built like ordinary buildings. That glimpse showed him he would get no nearer. No one was being allowed close to the palace.
Like, bro, what? Yo, I was definitely not ready for that. I was just not ready for that. And then, of course, our guy. Oh. And then.
But it made no difference in the way the man stood, or in the silence that passed off. Loghain was a king in every inch of him. The cage might as well not have been there. He held himself erect, head high, and looked over the crowd as if they had come to do him honour. And wherever his gaze swept, there the people fell silent, staring back in awe. When Loghain's eyes left them, they screamed with redoubled fury as if to make up for their silence, but it made no difference in the way the man stood, or in the silence that passed along with him.
Bruh.
As the wagon rolled through the palace gates, he turned to look back at the assembled masses. They howled at him, beyond words, a wave of sheer animal hate and fear. And Loghain threw back his head and laughed as the palace swallowed him. Other contingents followed behind the wagons, with banners representing more who had fought and defeated the false dragon. The golden bees of Ilian, the 3 white crescents of Tyr, the rising sun of Cairhien. Others, many others, of nations and of cities, and of great men with their own trumpets, their own drums to thunder their grandeur. It was anticlimactic after Loghain. Rand leaned out a bit further to try to catch one last sight of the caged man. He was defeated, wasn't he? Like he wouldn't be in a bloody cage if he wasn't defeated. Overbalanced, he slipped and grabbed at the top of the wall, pulled himself back to a somewhat safer seat. With Loghain gone, he became aware of the burning in his hands where the stone had scraped his palms and fingers. Yet he could not shake free of the images. The cage and the Aes Sedai. Loghain. Undefeated. No matter the cage, that had not been a defeated man. He shivered and rubbed his stinging hands on his thighs. Why were the Aes Sedai watching him? He wondered aloud. They're keeping him from touching the true source, silly. He jerked to look up, toward the girl's voice, and suddenly his precarious seat was gone. He had only time to realize that he was toppling backward, falling, when something struck his head, and a laughing Loghain chased him into spinning darkness.
Like, bro, what? Chased him into spinning darkness is crazy. That's sheer fire, sheer snaps. And I love how the chapter just ends abruptly like that. Like, oh, bruh, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let me know how you guys are feeling about that chapter. Let's jump into the chat, see how you guys are all doing about it. I'll have to follow Cherie. But got to wake up in 5 hours. Have a good night, y'all. Hey, you have a good night too. My guy KP, I hope you have a good night. Sleep well and wake. I can't believe this book just turned 34 years old. Whoa. That's insane. This book is 34 years old. This book is older than me. Dang. 34 years old is crazy. There are only about 1,000 Aes Sedai. They do go out in the world, but they're just spread pretty thin. Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, that actually makes a lot more sense. So they're spread thin, but still though, they don't be out like that. Ooh, I didn't know where that came from. Yeah, this is a really cool chapter too. I mean, it wasn't a lot of stuff that really happened. It was just kind of, a chapter really talking about a lot of the political things and setting up all the things that are about to go down in the next chapter. So chapter 40 is about to be crazy. You already know. And chapter 39 has the lion. I'm not sure what this is called in the book, but it is a lion. It is a lion, and lion go roar. Okay. Like I said, not a lot of eventful things were going on there. Just really teeing up what we were about to get into in this next chapter. So now let's go ahead and get into this next chapter. Right about now.
Welcome to Gamer Vision.
We cover topics related to content creation,
Gaming communities, streaming,
new releases of games, and much, much more. All right. Now, let's get into
Chapter 40. The Web Titans.
Yo, these chapter names are crazy. Weaving of the Web, and then the Web Titans. Like, bro, we're going into it, yo. We are going into it. And how do we start it off? We started off with a very slight, but it's a dream sequence no matter how slight it is.
It seemed to Rand that he was sitting at table with Loghain and Moraine. The Aes Sedai and the false dragon sat watching him silently, as if neither knew the other was there. Abruptly, he realized the walls of the room were becoming indistinct, fading off into grey. A sense of urgency built in him. Everything was going, blurring away. When he looked back to the table, Moraine and Loghain had vanished, and Baalzamon sat there instead. Rand's whole body vibrated with urgency. It hummed inside his head louder and louder. The hum became the pounding of blood in his ears. With a jerk, he sat up, and immediately groaned and clutched his head, swaying.
Yo. Oh my god. Like, yo, I love it. I just love it. I just love it. I just love it. Okay, let's just listen to it one more time. One more time.
Chapter 40. The Web Titans. It seemed to Rand that he was sitting at table with Loghain and Moraine. The Aes Sedai and the false dragon sat watching him silently, as if neither knew the other was there. Abruptly, he realized the walls of the room were becoming indistinct, fading off into grey. A sense of urgency built in him. Everything was going, blurring away. When he looked back to the table, Moraine and Logain had vanished, and Baalzamon sat there instead. Rand's whole body vibrated with urgency. It hummed inside his head, louder and louder. The hum became the pounding of blood in his ears. With a jerk, he sat up, and immediately groaned and clutched his head, swaying.
Bruh, I love it. I love it because it's like you know that basically you know that darkness is like impeding in on him, so much so that whether this is actually Beelzebub actually, doing, like, jumping into his dream or controlling his dream, or if this is just a freaking hazy, I just knocked myself out, I'm seeing things dream. Either way, I think it goes to show how fractured his mind is starting to become slowly. He's starting to even question the things that are going on around him. Even when he was awake, he was seeing things earlier when he was feeling sick. You know what I mean? He had literally been like, "Oh, dark friends are chasing us." So we are seeing how this, not teeter, but we are seeing how this situation is really affecting his mind state and his mind frame on the short form and on the long form. It's really just causing him to alter and causing him to think differently and causing him to look at things differently as well. So I'm really pumped about all of those things, and I think these subtle dream sequences and daydream sequences and what the hell is going on sequences all together, I think they actually really do build up to a lot. I was actually super confused leading into this beginning. I didn't know what the hell was happening. Literally, I was like my questions was like, did we freaking teleport? Like, I was like, don't know what the is happening. Like, those were like some of my first notes, because I was just so confused as to what was going on. And then I was like, oh, we're with Elaine. Like, let's go. And then we got Elaine. We have our friendly neighborhood Hermione pulling up on the scene, and definitely I loved every minute that we got to be with her. I loved everything about Elaine, how much she cared, how much her and her brother were going back and forth with each other. All of that was really dope. Oh, and then I wrote down a question of, did we meet what the hell is his name? Gawain? I'm sorry. Gawain? What is his name? Yeah, Gawain. Did we meet Gawain in the show? Because for some reason I just don't remember. I just don't remember what was going on there. But we get some beautiful, like, kind of banter and back and forth between Gawain and his sister. Excuse me. Yeah, we got. Yeah, so we got to see. Yeah, we got to see them kind of go back and forth with each other. Got to see how Elaine definitely be, I don't want to say abusing her power, but she definitely be knowing what's going on. But yeah, it took me a minute to realize that Elaine was basically also looking to she was basically trying to see Logain as well. Scared Rand, knocked him off, and he knocked himself out. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, right? Like I'm pretty sure that's what was going on. So, I'm pretty sure that was like, it just took me a little while to be like, yo, what's going on here? How do we get here? Like, what the hell is going on? Especially knowing that, Logain chased him into darkness, and then he's immediately having that dream sequence, and then we're here with these people we've never seen before. I was like, "You, what the hell is happening?" I was highly concerned. And then we get that little yet another nudge or nod to the people of the Two Rivers knowing absolutely nothing about the Queen and anything. Like, they don't even know who that is. You know what I mean? Like, he's just so confused with everything that's going on until she says that she's the Queen's daughter, and he's like, "Whoa, what? The Queen? The Queen?" It's like, yo, yes. Yes, the Queen. And then we see the Queen's guards pull up, and they're like, "Yo, what are you doing here?" And they try to protect him. They do protect him. Then they get taken to her mother. As soon as her mother, kind of wild that we are going to her mother so fast, when in the show it's been 2 seasons now, when I'm pretty sure we still haven't seen the mom, right? Maybe we did see her within the last season, but I don't think we did see her at all. And it was like, yo, we haven't seen her yet. What's going on? But I know we saw Elaine, but I know we haven't seen it. I'm pretty sure we haven't seen Gawain yet, unless we have seen him somewhere and I just don't remember. But it was crazy to see Elaine get introduced in this way, where she meets Rand first, where in the show she meets him last. Like, just little tiny things like that just go a long way, and it makes me happy. And I'm like, oh, yo, that's cool. It's a complete finesse to the story, to where she meets Egwene first in this way, and all the in the show, and it's just different. Again, it's a brand new story for me, and that was something that I was very pleased with. I am very pleased with. And I love how he's bro's like, "I am aware of your fondness for strays, Elaine." Yo, I just love that. Like, that was crazy. Like, that was crazy. And it was like, yeah, and then I just love how they were just kind of going back and forth, and then Elaine was just like, "Nah, bruh, I'm him. I'm not about to argue with you. What's wrong with you?" And then he's like, "I bet you ain't gonna argue with me. Argue with your mom then." I love that. It was just kind of like another game of just cat and mouse, or back and forth between them. Oh, and then we also are introduced to Elida. And Elida is the person that my guy Rand was going to try and, meet up with there in the first place. And he sees that she is not too nice, too kind. So he's happy that he ended up not doing that with them. But it was dope to see that his accidental cover up the heron ended up saving him low key, because we obviously see that Elaine has paid attention to that, and she was like seeing what was going on there. So that was cool. That was cool to see. It means that she's paying extra close attention as well, because she didn't even mention it at all until she's there with her mom, and then she mentions the heron marked sword. So it's like, oh yeah, not the heron marked sword, but that it's wrapped. It's like, oh yeah, she's paying a lot of attention, and I appreciate that so much. And then, speaking of Heron Mark's sword, as soon as everyone starts seeing, when she says the Heron Mark sword, everyone loses their minds collectively, and they're like, "Oh shit, bruh's about to murder us." And it's kind of crazy that, we know what we know about the Aiels, the Aielman, and no one has kind of reacted that way to him being an Aiel. But as soon as they hear about that Heron Mark sword, they're like, okay, bruh might murder all of us up in here. So that adds a lot more. It gives us a little bit more background, but not lore necessarily. It lets us know that people are scared of that Heron Mark sword, and, and all these other things. But still, it was interesting to see that everyone is like, yo, going crazy for him. Oh, and then another note that I dropped was, it comes on what? Because someone's, I don't know what was said, but it was wild. And I was just like, bruh, AEO counter 7, like times 7 for sure. And I don't know what the hell what was going on there. And I was like, bruh, they're wild, and I don't know what was going on. But I really was like, damn, that, they're, like, why are they tripping so much? Like, like, why are they tripping so much? Like, oh my God. Everyone immediately, it's like they said John Wick, you know what I mean? It's like he said his name was John Wick, and everybody was like, oh shit. Like, bro, he's like, they were like, oh, he came to kill us, so that means we're going to die. Like, that was everybody's vibe, and I loved that. It was just such a dope moment to be like, oh yeah, bruv, we knows about these. And that was lit. Like, for real, that was super dope. And then how Brud just kind of pulls up on him and rips his helmet off. Or not his helmet, but rips his hood off of him. I loved that moment, too. We get some amazing get some amazing conversation between all of them, though, between the king, like the queen. We see that the queen is obviously just as intuitive as her daughter, if not more, because she's like, he's clearly hiding the heron marked blade. It's not like he's really out here rocking, foolish girl. Basically, that's basically what she says to her daughter, and hey, I appreciate that, because she ain't lying. Like, it has nothing he don't even know what it means. She's right. So that was dope to see, like, that the mom wasn't as easily just fooled. And not to say that Elaine was fooled, but she just she took everything at face value. Elaine did, and her mom was like, no. Like, there's obviously more going on here. Like, oh, excuse me.
If she commanded him, he'd be Kramer. Their strength. The young man who stood there was the handsomest man round at Edmonton. And I sight when she came like wait, startling sense to Her Majesty of the Queen.
Yeah, and it was crazy to hear, and it was crazy for Rand to be like, that is the handsomest man I have ever seen in my life. Like, what?
If my lady pleases. Talonful said smugly. Very well. Grandly, Elaine swept through the doors, holding Chap looked as strong and you may rise.
Oh, and then Aleda said the catchphrase. The wheel weaves as the wheel wheels.
Yes, you do try to be a dutiful, or she at least seems it, but sometimes thought why he came here. Anything real or true under such circumstances. Though him not reached so often. Put her up. Ram said. It was his. Expelling her breath. But Rand would have shifted under her frowning gaze if he could have moved at all. Come back, my least of all. The voice that whispers to me that the best lie is often one too ridiculous to be taken for a lie. That voice is not true. I will uphold the laws I have made. Women denounce their neighbors for dark friends. Men scrawl the dragon's fang on the doors of people they have known for years. I will not become part of it, or in general. Elida said. She flashed a hard smile at Rand, a smile that barely bent her lips, mocking his inability to say that she was not telling the truth. They all wasn't for him. But Gareth, Mulgaze said, I need the advice of my Captain General. The blocky man shook his head. Elida Sedai says the lad is dangerous, my queen. And if she could tell more, I would say summon the headsman. From the two rivers, a shepherd. The wheel weaves as the wheel will, Elida said aloud, and he could not tell if there was a touch of mockery in her tone or not. Lord Gareth, Morgaze said, I need the advice of my Captain General. The blocky man shook his head. Elida Sedai says the lad is dangerous, my queen.
Okay.
It was to Elida that she spoke, though. What are you naming him? With a story calculated to entice Elaine and bearing a heron-marked blade. He does not wear an armband or a coquette to Tarvalon, and with him goes the daughter heir for her. The Crown and Lion. He remembered passing the Crown and Lion while looking for the Queen's blessing. It was on the other side of the new city from Master Gill's Inn.
Okay, here we go.
I have a bed there, in the attic. He had the feeling that she knew he was lying, but she only nodded. What chance then? She said. Today the unbeliever is brought into Camelin. In 2 days he will be taken north to Tarvalon, and with him goes the daughter heir for her training.
And at just this juncture, a young man appears in the palace gardens, claiming to be a loyal...
Okay.
It was on the other side of the new city from Master Gill's Inn. I have a bed there, in the attic. He had the feeling that she knew he was lying, but she only nodded. What chance this? She said. Today the unbeliever is brought into Camelin. In 2 days he will be taken north to Tarvalon, and with him goes the daughter heir for her training. And at just this juncture, a young man appears in the palace gardens, claiming to be a loyal subject from the Two Rivers. I am from the Two Rivers. They were all looking at him, but all ignored him. All but Talonvor and the guards. Those eyes never blinked. With a story calculated to entice Elaine and bearing a heron-marked blade. He does not wear an armband or a cockade to proclaim his allegiance, but wrappings that carefully conceal the heron from inquisitive eyes. What chance this, Morgaze? The Queen motioned the Captain General to stand aside, and when he did, she studied round with a troubled look. It was to Elida that she spoke, though. What are you naming him? Dark Friend? One of Loghain's followers? The Dark One stirs in Shire Ghul, the Aes Sedai replied. The shadow lies across the pattern, and the future is balanced on the point of a pin. This one is dangerous. Suddenly Elaine moved, throwing herself onto her knees before the throne. Mother, I beg you not to harm him. He would have left immediately had I not stopped him. He wanted to go. It was I who made him stay. I cannot believe he is a Dark Friend. Morgaze made a soothing gesture toward her daughter, but her eyes remained on Rand. Is this a foretelling, Elida? Are you reading the pattern? You say it comes on you when you least expect it and goes as suddenly as it comes. If this is a foretelling, Elida, I command you to speak the truth clearly, without your usual habit of wrapping it in so much mystery that no one can tell if you have said yes or no. Speak. What do you see? This I foretell, Elida replied, and swear under the light that I can say no clearer. From this day, Andor marches toward pain and division. The shadow has yet to darken to its blackest, and I cannot see if the light would come after. Where the world has wept one tear, it will weep thousands. This I foretell. A pall of silence clung to the room, broken only by Morgaze expelling her breath as if it were her last. Elida continued to stare into Rand's eyes. She spoke again, barely moving her lips, so softly that he could barely hear her less than an arm's length away. This, too, I foretell. Pain and division come to the whole world, and this man stands at the heart of it. I obey the Queen, she whispered, and speak it clearly. Rand felt as if his feet had become rooted in the marble floor. The cold and stiffness of the stone crept up his legs and sent a shiver up his spine. No one else could have heard, but she was still looking at him, and he had heard. I'm a shepherd, he said for the entire room. From the Two Rivers. A shepherd. The wheel weaves as the wheel wills, Elida said aloud, and he could not tell if there was a touch of mockery in her tone or not. Lord Gareth, Morgaze said, I need the advice of my Captain General. The blocky man shook his head. Elida Sedai says the lad is dangerous, my queen, and if she could tell more, I would say summon the headsman. But all she says is what any of us can see with our own eyes. There's not a farmer in the countryside won't say things will get worse, without any foretelling. Myself, I believe the boy is here through mere happenstance, though an ill one for him. To be safe, my queen, I say clap him in a cell till the Lady Elaine and the Lord Garwin are well on their way, then let him go. Unless, Aes Sedai, you have more to foretell concerning him. I have said all that I have read in the pattern, Captain General, Elida said. She flashed a hard smile at Rand, a smile that barely bent her lips, mocking his inability to say that she was not telling the truth. A few weeks imprisoned will not harm him, and it may give me a chance to learn more. Hunger filled her eyes, deepening his chill. Perhaps another foretelling will come. For a time, Morgaze considered, chin on her fist and elbow on the arm of her throne. Rand would have shifted under her frowning gaze if he could have moved at all, but Elida's eyes froze him solid. Finally, the Queen spoke. Suspicion is smothering Camelin. Perhaps all of Andor. Fear and black suspicion. Women denounce their neighbors for dark friends. Men scrawl the dragon's fang on the doors of people they have known for years. I will not become part of it. Morgaze, Elida began, but the Queen cut her off. I will not become part of it. When I took the throne, I swore to uphold justice for the high and the low. And I will uphold it even if I'm the last in Andor to remember justice. Rand al'Thor, do you swear under the light that your father, a shepherd in the Two Rivers, gave you this heron mark blade? Rand worked his mouth to get enough moisture to speak. I do. Abruptly remembering to whom he was speaking, he hastily added, My Queen. Lord Gareth raised a heavy eyebrow, but Morgaze did not seem to mind. And you climbed the garden wall, simply to gain a look at the false dragon? Yes, my Queen. Do you mean harm to the throne of Andor, or to my daughter, or my son? Her tone said the last two would gain him even shorter shrift than the first. I mean no harm to anyone, my Queen. To you and yours least of all. I will give you justice then, Rand al'Thor, she said. First, because I have the advantage of Elida and Gareth in having heard Two Rivers' speech when I was young. You have not the look, but if a dim memory can serve me, you have the Two Rivers on your tongue. Second, no one with your hair and eyes would claim that he is a Two Rivers shepherd, unless it was true. And that your father gave you a heron mark blade is too preposterous to be a lie. And third, the voice that whispers to me that the best lie is often one too ridiculous to be taken for a lie. That voice is not proof. I will uphold the laws I have made. I give you your freedom, Rand al'Thor, but I suggest you take a care where you trespass in the future. If you are found on the palace grounds again, it will not go so easily with you.
Yo, the Queen is that one. What you talking about, baby? What you talking about, baby? Bro, yes. Yes, that was awesome. We get to see some premonition. We get to see a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then we end the chapter with Elaine flirting her ass off for Sholey. And then, for some reason, someone also says gaping. That word is used quite a bit for different reasons, but someone is gaping by the end of this chapter, and I just don't remember who it was. I just remember being like, gaping, what? But yeah, someone ends up being gaping by the end of this chapter. So chapter 40 was fire. Loved chapter 40. Really good chapter. Let's jump into the chat, see how everyone is feeling, see how everyone is doing, and see how you guys liked it. I'm not sure this is an important dream or just the concussion talking. It's maybe a little bit of both. I'm pretty sure this is just a dream. Okay. Rand doesn't have to channel to start going crazy. Chronic stress and sleep deprivation will break anyone's sanity. Facts. Excuse me. Oh, big facts. I think I remember you being majorly sus of Elaine in the show. I'm curious if you get those vibes here. No, I do not get those vibes here, but we have been introduced to Elaine in a completely different setting right now. We're introduced to her, and she's just right off the bat flirting with our boy Rand, and he's picking up on it. He even says she's as beautiful as Egwene. But just looks different. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things that happen here that I think paint a different picture of who Elaine is. You right? Like in terms of when we met her before, it was in the terms of meeting her from Egwene's point of view, someone who's trying to be the best around, and all this other stuff. So I think it just gave us a different vibe, especially because, we didn't trust any of them at that time either. So it was worse. All of it was just definitely interesting and weird. So, seeing her in this standpoint definitely gave us a different vibe because she was, she was defending Rand. She's, she's going up to bat for him. A shepherd with a horn-marked sword, and everyone's like, "Oh, fuck, we dead!" Is an absolute highlight. Yeah, bro, I love that. That's all she had to say. It was like, it goes, a shepherd with a heron-marked sword. Like, do they know of his? Like, is that supposed to imply that they know about his dad, who is a shepherd with a heron-marked sword? And I believe she even goes on to say 2 shepherds with heron-marked swords or something like that. And it's just like, bro, what? Like, what? What's going on here? And then everyone knowing that he's Aiel just from the way he looks. Like, bro, you're definitely not from the 2 Rivers, Mr. Red Hair. Like, I love that. I love that. Like, super dope stuff going on there. I love that exchange beforehand. I love that exchange. Beforehand, they were prepared for him. Now they're ready to be killed by him. Literally ready to just sacrifice themselves. They're like, well, I will protect you. Like, I'll protect you, queen. I'll protect you, my sister. Like everybody just went into basically fight or flight mode immediately from just from the name of the sword. Lets you know something. And then Elida demonstrating the magic power of foreshadowing is also cool. Yeah, I did like that a lot. I didn't even know that was I don't think I knew that was a thing outside of men. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I knew that was something that more people did. I thought men was not popular, but I thought she was, that's why she was so important, is because she was like one of the only foreshadowing channelers left or whatever. But I think there just might be a difference between what men does, because men flat out gets visions, and as you said, ACM, Elida is just more on the foreshadowing events to come, and so like that's pretty dope. I think the best way to say it is like Elida gets the message through Braille, and men sees the vision in high definition. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so they're both reading it, but they're limited to the amount of information that they can give from said vision in the ways that they have them. And hey, I think that's pretty dope. I think that's really awesome. And I am so here for the rest of this. Like, man, we are moving right along, right? Like, facts. So Morgaze says she's heard 2 Rivers speech before. Is she talking about friggin' Tam? That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, is she saying that the shepherd is she saying the shepherd with the heron blade from the 2 Rivers? She's saying that there's 2 of them. Is she saying that, holy crap, like Tam is like you remind me of Tam? Because I believe he also doesn't he also go to tell her like, doesn't he say my father is Tam? Damn, maybe I'm tripping, but I'm pretty sure he flat out says it. I thought he flat out said it. Yeah, here we go. My lord, when I told you I was from the 2 Rivers, you were surprised. And everybody else, your mother, Lord Gareth, Elida Sedai, a shiver ran down his back. None of them, he could not finish it. He was not even sure why he started. I am Tam, although... Oh, no, he said it to himself. He didn't say it out loud. Oh, I thought he said it out loud. Never mind. I thought he said it out loud. He did not. I thought he flat out said it. I'm disappointed. But you know, alas, still, it seems like she was talking about him. You know, like especially the way she's like, "Oh, two." Yeah, that was definitely interesting. And then this is the first time we actually interact with another Aes Sedai other than Moiraine, right? Because we didn't really interact with the Aes Sedai that was pulling up with Logain. We didn't really interact with them at all. But here we interact with this Aes Sedai, and we see how different she is from Moiraine, but the similarities that they also share. Something else that's very interesting to me is that they did not go like we get no explanation really of what she was wearing. I don't think. I don't think it's like, oh, she's in red garments or she's donned in blue or yellow. So I don't think they do that really a lot to leave us questioning what Aja what Aja these Aes Sedai actually belong to, right? So it'll be very interesting to see how that manifests itself, I guess. I bet we'd have a Tam briefly meets Morgaze scenario in the never written Tam prequel RJ wanted to write. Ooh. Min is not a channeler. Her powers are unique and have nothing to do with the one power. Just like Perrin's wolf stuff has nothing to do with the one power. What? Okay. I guess I did know that, but for some reason, I guess I didn't know that I knew that, but I guess it had never clicked until just now. So there is another magic system going on outside of the one power and the channeling and the Aes Sedai and the Sidene and the Sidar. There's more stuff going on than just that. I mean, if I need to Raffo, just let me know. But what? Like, I'm so confused. Elida is wearing a green dress in this scene, weirdly enough. Did they say that? Did they say that and I missed it? I'm all looking. I'm all going to try to look back. No, I'm not about to do that. I really wish I had this book like in like PDF form so I could just type and find certain words. You know what I mean? That I'm looking for. I love stuff like that. I will buy this book 7 times just so I can have it in audio form, book form, and get it digitally so I'm able to easily go through it to find citations that I want to talk about. Because I think that would be super dope to be able to have it on screen, like certain parts of the chapter on screen as we're talking about them or as we're reading them or whatever. The show uses their clothing as a shorthand to indicate the Aja they belong to. In the books, they only wear their Aja colors on their official shawls they use in formal situations. Oh, okay. Thank you, ACM. Thank you for that. Because I was definitely a little confused that we weren't getting, like, at least a little bit of that to know what colors they were wearing. You know what I mean? To know who they belong to. But I understand. That. It makes it a lot easier to visually understand it. Because I don't think we got, like, I know they've mentioned Moiraine wearing blue, but they haven't, like, mentioned it. You know what I mean? I don't know if that made sense because I kind of just said the same thing twice, but yeah. Min's ability to see visions is unrelated to the one power, unlike Elida's foretelling. More info is in Raffo. Okay. I got you. I understand that. I understand. I understand for sure. We have zero confirmation Tam is the Two Rivers speaker Morghese heard either in the books or from author Q&As, but I think it's strongly implied because Tam is the only person from there to travel the world. And I think it's also heavily implied because she knows of a shepherd. It seems like everyone knew of a shepherd with a heron marked sword or something like that, right? Like, it didn't seem like something, I don't know. It didn't seem like they were just scared of the blade. It seemed like they knew something about the person that wielded said blade. That's just the vibe that I got from that too. So if that's the vibe that other people got from other than me, and that's definitely the vibe that I got, then yeah, that's probably the implication there. Sucks that there's no confirmation as to whether that's a fact or not, though. Yeah, Super wasn't ready for it. Oh, there we go. Boom, shakalaka. All right, y'all. Now, before we get into chapter 41. Oh, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little tired. I think I might need some glitch energy. I am Sensei Finito, aka Vane Sensei, and I'm here with my bro.
Yo, y'all already know it's Vane DeVito, bro. We up in here, man. Today, we came with a little surprise for y'all, which was a little surprise for us as well.
Facts.
And we've been waiting on this surprise. So y'all see it. Y'all see it.
You feel me?
Little delivery box
We
right
got the
there.
little box
You know
from none other than Glitch Energy, yo.
Yo, big glitch out here. You know what I'm saying?
Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake it like a song, shake it like a glitch, shake it like a glitch, shake it like a shake it.
We in there.
Ooh, it smelled dumbass good.
Fire? Ooh.
This is the starter kit. I believe it starts at $15. We got the shaker, 5 flavors. I'm not sure if that's how it comes. That's what they sent to us. So we definitely appreciate that. But y'all definitely check it out. Tell us what your favorite flavor is if you've already tried it.
I'm on go mode, go mode. I'm on go mode, go mode. Bitch, I'm on go mode, go mode.
That is right. Make sure y'all use code VANE to get you some glitch energy on. Yeah, when you go to glitch. When you get your glitch, use code VANE. You feel me? I need to get some glitch, actually. A true blade master, which is what the heron is a symbol of, is basically John Wick. So anyone with the heron blade is to be taken with the utmost seriousness. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. All right, ladies and gents. It's time to cover our last chapter for the night, and that is...
Chapter 41. Old Friends and New Threats.
Yo, hey, shout out to Dell for joining the super fam. Appreciate you, man. But this is crazy. Like, this is a crazy title. Old Friends and New Threats is a beautiful, literally a beautiful title. Like, that is a beautiful title. Just name that's that's what I'm gonna call my whole book. What did you talk about? Like, that's just a beautiful title, yo. Oh, and then this is Moiraine's staff yet again for the chapter icon in this area. Okay. Something that I liked was that, Master Gil was rocking just off of the sheer fact that our homie Tom was also rocking, yo. And that warmed my heart because Tom was such a real one. R.I.P. to the bro. Press F to pay your respects for Tom. And I love everything that we got to see from Master Gil so far. Just trying to, pay homage to his friend now. Even though he doesn't think he's dead, he's still like, hey, if Tom was helping you, I'm helping you. And that's something that I just enjoyed. And I just really enjoyed that. And I would love if Tom wasn't really dead. That would just warm my heart if Tom wasn't really gone out here. But, he went out like a G either way. So, but I know the rule of thumb is if you don't see them die on screen, if they die off screen, they're not dead until you see like a body or something, So that was I like that a lot. I like that a lot. And then I love that him and Loyal were just chilling, playing chess, basically. And he was like getting mad that he was losing. That made me laugh a lot. That made me laugh. I really, like, another thing that I just appreciated going into this, because it just shows that they've kind of been there for a little while and chilling. And I really appreciate that people rock with the old gear. We know that some people are scared of old gear. We kind of saw Matt doing him dirty in the beginning of this, in the beginning of that chapter when he was like, yo, he looks like a freaking he looks like a freaking dude. But, other than that, I appreciated everything that we were getting from them. And then this is where I wrote down prophecies collide. But I can't remember what was said. I'm trying to look for it. Oh, here we go. I found it. I found what I was looking for. There we go. Here we go.
Master Gil's skepticism melted slowly as he went on, turning to quiet alarm. The innkeeper leaned more and more forward until he was perched on the edge of his chair the same as Rand was. Loyal listened impassively, except that every so often he rubbed his broad nose and the tufts on his ears gave a little twitch. Rand told everything that had happened, everything except what Elida had whispered to him, and what Garwin had said at the palace gate. One he did not want to think about, the other had nothing to do with anything. I'm Tamar Thor's son, even if I wasn't born in the Two Rivers. I am. I'm Two Rivers blood, and Tam is my father. Abruptly, he realized he had stopped talking, caught up in his thoughts, and they were looking at him. For one panicky moment, he wondered if he had said too much. Well, Master Gil said, there's no more waiting for your friends for you. You will have to leave the city and fast. 2 days at the most. Can you get Matt on his feet in that time, or should I send for Mother Grub? Rand gave him a perplexed look. 2 days? Elida is Queen Morghase's advisor, right next to Captain General Gareth Bryn himself, maybe ahead of him. If she sets the Queen's guards looking for you, Lord Gareth won't stop her unless she interferes with their other duties. Well, the guards can search every inn in Camelin in 2 days, and that's saying some ill chance doesn't bring them here the first day, or the first hour. Maybe there's a little time if they start over at the Crown and Lion, but none for dawdling. Rand nodded slowly. If I can't get Matt out of that bed, you send for Mother Grub. I have a little money left. Maybe enough. I'll take care of Mother Grub, the innkeeper said gruffly. And I suppose I can lend you a couple of horses. You try walking to Tarvalon and you'll wear through what's left of your boots halfway there. You're a good friend, Rand said. It seems like we've brought you nothing but trouble, but you're still willing to help. A good friend. Master Gill seemed embarrassed. He shrugged his shoulders and cleared his throat and looked down. That brought his eyes to the stones board, and he jerked them away again. Loyal was definitely winning. Aye, well, Tom's always been a good friend to me. If he's willing to go out of his way for you, I can do a little bit too.
I would like to go with you when you leave, Rand,
Loyal said suddenly. I thought that was settled, Loyal. He hesitated. Master Gill still did not know the whole of the danger. Then added, You know what waits for Matt and me. What's chasing us?
Dark friends,
the Ogier replied in a placid rumble.
and Aes Sedai, and the light knows what else. Or the Dark One. You are going to Tarvalon, and there is a very fine grove there, which I have heard the Aes Sedai tend well. In any case, there is more to see in the world than the groves. You truly are Taviran, Rand.
Here we
The
go.
pattern weaves itself around you, and you stand in the heart of it.
In the eye of the
This
world,
man stands
baby.
at the heart of it.
Prophecies
Rand felt a
collide.
chill. I don't stand at the heart of anything, he said harshly. Master Gill blinked, and even Loyal seemed taken aback at his anger. The innkeeper and the Ogier looked at each other, and then at the floor. Rand forced his expression smooth, drawing deep breaths. For a wonder, he found the void that had eluded him so often of late, and calmness. They did not deserve his anger. You can come, Loyal, he said. I don't know why you would want to, but I'd be grateful for the company. You know how Matt is.
I know.
Loyal said.
I still cannot go into the streets without raising a mob shouting Trolloc after me. But Matt at least only uses words. He has not tried to kill me.
Yo, crazy. Love it. We're moving. I love it, bro. I just love it. So fantastic. So fantastic. Yeah, I really appreciate it. And again, this is where we figure out, yo, white cloaks are freaking everywhere at all times. And then we get everybody meeting back to. Oh wait, no. I thought it was about to go down. Oh, that's what it was. I thought it was about to go down, yo, for real. When they were like, someone is there, I was like, oh my god, it's about to go down, and that's the note that I wrote. It's about to go down. But then on page 601, in the last paragraph, the innkeeper greeted everyone with an open smile, but he was properly impressed at meeting a warder, and especially at Moiraine. At her, he gaped openly. Just, bruv. What's going on? Gaped openly is actually diabolical. Bruh, that's what my note says, bruh. I was like, yo, gaped openly? Bro, gaped openly is freaking crazy. Freaking crazy. But then I also love that yet again we have the rat problem going on everywhere. You know, with the creatures, that's been following them, or not even following them. Everywhere they've gone, there have been those type of rat problems in one way or another, and that is freaking crazy. And I think it's awesome that everyone has been rectifying that with cats. Like that is such a. It's just. Yeah, and there's cats everywhere because everyone is trying to kill the rats. Like, yeah, let's go. Like, I love that, and it's so subtly hinted at and spoken upon. And yeah, just again, good background, good world building. There you go, good world building that we get going from, you know, we've gone from town to town, tavern to tavern, inn to inn, and we've seen rats are everywhere, cats are everywhere, cats are for the rats, crows are doing this, and people are doing that. There's just things happening at every facet of it, and I love that. Every facet, excuse me, of it, and I just love that. And then the next thing we go into is you know, we got these mobs yelling freaking red or white at people as they're walking through the, like, I just love that. Like a more world building as they're walking through the, you know, city, red or white. Like, bruh, like do you serve the queen or not? Like, do you serve the queen or do you hate the queen? Tell us, let us know. I want to know. And then we see Egwene fingering, Egwene fingering Rand's sword. Crazy. And then, everybody sees that, you know, my guy Rand, excuse me. Everyone gets to see Rand is now possessed. Matt, I said Rand again. Everyone sees that Matt is now possessed. Nynaeve pulls up and she's like, not sick. That had me rolling. I'm not going to lie to you. That had me rolling. She was like, he's not sick. What are you talking about? Of course he's sick. Of course he's sick. That had me really cracking up. One second. Fingering is crazy. Oh yeah, you had to tell him that Tom was dead. I had to tell him that Tom was dead. Bro, you just forget so much. Like, you forget that they ain't been together that whole time. Like, so sad, bro.
The silence thickened around them, stifling the little chuckles, flattening the joy, until they reached the head of the stairs. Matt's not sick, exactly, he said then. It's... You'll see. He flung open the door to the room he shared with Matt. Look who's here, Matt! Matt was still curled up in a ball on the bed, just as Rand had left him. He raised his head to stare at them. How do you know they're really who they look like? He said hoarsely. His face was flushed, the skin tight and slick with sweat. How do I know you're who you look like? Not sick. Nynaeve gave Rand a disdainful look as she pushed past him, already unslinging her bag from her shoulder. Everybody changes, Matt rasped. How can I be sure? Perrin? Is that you? You've changed, haven't you? His laugh sounded more like a cough. Oh, yes. You've changed. To Rand's surprise, Perrin dropped onto the edge of the other bed with his head in his hands, staring at the floor. Matt's hacking laughter seemed to pierce him. Nynaeve knelt beside Matt's bed and put a hand to his face, pushing up his headcloth. He jerked back from her with a scornful look. His eyes were bright and glazed. "You're burning," she said, "but you should not be sweating with this much fever." She could not keep the worry out of her voice. "Rand, you and Perrin fetch some clean cloths and as much cool water as you can carry. I'll bring your temperature down first, Matt, and—" "Pretty Nynaeve," Matt spat. "A wisdom isn't supposed to think of herself as a woman, is she? Not a pretty woman. But you do, don't you? Now, you can't make yourself forget that you're a pretty woman now, and it frightens you. Everybody changes." Nynaeve's face paled as he spoke, whether with anger or something else Rand could not tell. Matt gave a sly laugh, and his feverish eyes slid to Egwene. "Pretty Egwene," he croaked. "Pretty as Nynaeve. And you share other things now, don't you? Other dreams. What do you dream about now?" Egwene took a step back from the bed.
Right here, I wrote down, Matt goes Schmeagol.
"We are safe from the Dark One's eyes for the time being," Moraine announced as she walked into the room with Lan at her heels. Her eyes fell on Matt as she stepped through the doorway, and she hissed as if she had touched a hot stove. "Get away from him!" Nynaeve did not move, except for turning to stare at the Aes Sedai in surprise. In 2 quick steps, Moraine seized the wisdom by the shoulders, hauling her across the floor like a sack of grain. Nynaeve struggled and protested, but Moraine did not release her until she was well away from the bed. The wisdom continued her protests as she got to her feet, angrily straightening her clothes, but Moraine ignored her completely. The Aes Sedai watched Matt to the exclusion of everything else, eyeing him the way she would a viper.
Ooh.
"All of you stay away from him," she said, "and be quiet." Matt stared back as intently as she. He bared his teeth in a silent, snarling rictus, and pulled himself into an ever tighter knot, but he never took his eyes from hers. Slowly, she put one hand on him, lightly, her knee drawn up to his chest.
Though.
A convulsion shook him at her touch, a shudder of revulsion spasming through his entire body, and abruptly he pulled one hand out, slashing at her face with the ruby-hilted dagger. 1 minute Lan was in the doorway, the next he was at the bedside, but he had not bothered with the intervening space. His hand caught Matt's wrist, stopping the slash as if it had struck
I
stone.
love that.
Still, Matt held himself in that tight ball. Only the hand with the dagger tried to move, straining against the warder's implacable grip. Matt's eyes never left Moraine, and they burned with hate. Moraine also did not move. She did not flinch from the blade only inches from her face, as she had not when he first struck. "How did he come by this?" she asked in a steel voice. "I asked if Mordeth had given you anything. I asked, and I warned you, and you said he had not." "He didn't," Rand said. "He
Technically.
took it from the treasure room." Moraine looked at him, her eyes seeming to burn as much as Matt's. He almost stepped back before she turned away again, back to the bed. "I didn't know until after we were separated. I didn't know." "You did not know." Moraine studied Matt. He still lay with his knees pulled up to his chest, still snarled soundlessly at her, and his hand yet fought Lan to reach her with the dagger. "It is a wonder you got this far carrying this. I felt the evil of it when I laid eyes on him. The touch of Mashadar. But a Fade could sense it for miles. Even though he would not know exactly where, he would know it was near, and Mashadar would draw his spirit while his bones remembered that this same evil swallowed an army. Dreadlords, Fades, Trollocs and all. Some dark friends could probably feel it too. Those who have truly given away their souls.
Oh.
There could not help but be those who would wonder at suddenly feeling this, as if the very air around them itched. They would be compelled to seek it. It should have drawn them to it as a magnet draws iron filings. "There were dark friends," Rand said, "more than once, but we got away from them. And a Fade the night before we reached Camelin, but he never saw us." He cleared his throat. "There are rumors of strange things in the night outside the city. It could be Trollocs." "Oh, it's Trollocs, sheepherder," Lan said wryly. "And where Trollocs are, there are Fades." Tendon stood out on the back of his hand from the effort of holding Matt's wrist, but there was no strain in his voice. "They've tried to hide their passage, but I have seen sign for 2 days, and heard farmers and villagers mutter about things in the night. The Murdrell managed to strike into the 2 rivers unseen, somehow, but every day they come closer to those who can send soldiers to hunt them down. Even so, they won't stop now, sheepherder.
Bruh, we are so freaking cooking, bro. Like, it's insane how much we're cooking. And bruh, undoubtedly, that is my favorite part of everything. This was my favorite part. 1 minute Lan was at the doorway, the next he wasn't. Like, bruh, I love that. I love that he moves with such ferocity and swiftness that no one even knows what's going on. It's literally the blink of an eye, and it's like, what the like, I love that. That's so awesome. And they just, every time it happens, everyone is immediately surprised, and everyone doesn't know what the hell is going on. I love it, bro. I love it so much. I think it just works super well. Like, for real. I'm not gonna lie. I think it works so smoothly. I just love it so much, man. Yeah. That's basically, yeah, I think that is actually it, because the next thing that happens is she just pulls out the MRVL to try to help out with Matt. So, yo, crazy chapter 41 right there, yo. Let's talk about it. Let's see how y'all is feeling. All right. Tam just kept that blade in his junk drawer. He could care less. For real. Huh, you're right. The chapter icon is totally Moiraine's staff. All this time, I thought it was Nynaeve's club she used for thumping people. Learn something new every day. Nah, that's crazy. You thought it was Nynaeve's Billy Club, yo? That's like a funny. She said, huh, I guess it is the staff. Like, yo, Maisu, you're hilarious. You got me rolling for real. Yeah, as soon as I seen it, I was like, oh, that's dope. It's the staff. Like, I knew that from, like, the first time you started telling me to check out the chapter icons. It's like, oh, shit, it's a Moiraine's staff. Nynaeve's Billy Club is crazy. Loyal is precious and must never be harmed. I agree. I have just nothing but the utmost agreement of that, because he's amazing. Basil Gill is an OG, and Loyal is just a giant precious ball of good vibes. Facts, yo. Facts. Not sick? Are you stupid, boy? Yeah, for real. Like, what are you talking about? He's not sick. Y'all came in the room, and we came in the room, and this man started hissing at us. You're like, yo. Legit, the best part is when Moiraine walks in and goes, oh, fuck! Everyone in this room is in mortal danger. Yeah, I agree. I like that, too. I like that, too. Because she definitely was like, what the is going on? We got to get out of here, yo. Yeah. And then Nynaeve is like, she's like, girl, bring your ass. Dragged her across the floor like a sack of grain. Yo, Nynaeve be said tripping, yo. Everyone, you're in mortal danger. No, we aren't. Like, Nynaeve, shut the hell up. Matt read everyone like he was in a library. That boy started going off. Bro started reading everyone so much that he made that boy parents start crying. He made that boy parent think about everything he did in the last 7 days. All parent remember was being kidnapped, and that boy crumbled. Yo, you ain't lying. Matt did go off on everyone. That was insane. Hey, yo, shout outs to Matt's Dagger, you feel me? That's freaking crazy. Yeah, that was insane. I definitely was not prepared. Definitely was not ready. But it was still dope. That was still dope sauce for sure. Like that was such a like for real. I love it. Again, such a great segment. Such a great segment yet again. And we only have 2 episodes left, ladies and gents. That is crazy. We only have 2 episodes left. Look how far we've came. That's crazy, yo. We literally just 2 weeks left, and then we're done with the book, yo. I can't believe it. It just feels like literally just feels like just yesterday we were starting it, and now we're just two episodes away from being completely finished with this book. Yo, and that's wild, man. That's just absolutely crazy. I can't believe it. I honestly can't believe how quickly we've been through this book, yo. So that means episode 9 will probably be the last episode that we have for this, which is crazy. And there's a Trolloc army amassing outside the city. Where do you think this is going? I honestly think we're about to have a crazy. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what's gonna happen next, but I think I can piece things together because of the show, right? So, like. I think like the only thing I could do is piece things together because of the show. Because from the book standpoint, I really don't know what happens next just because we've been moving so rapidly with things, right? But from the show standpoint, I'm like, okay, well, I know that we haven't seen my guy Logain do anything yet, and that's supposed to happen. I know that we also, in the first season, we see them like take on that big fight outside the Blight, like Camelin or something with the other Aes Sedai or whatever, and I know that's probably not going to happen the same way. So I'm thinking we're going to kind of combine all of that stuff. Like, well, not we're going to combine, but I'm thinking all of that stuff is going to kind of happen here at the end of the book as like the big thing to happen is like Logain tries to escape and murders people, and then the Trollocs pull up, and then, you know, I think all of that stuff is going to start going down at the same time, and then we're going to get that big like standoff that we got from the end of episode of the first season, but just in a way better way. And that's kind of what I think is going to happen is like, you know, we're kind of going to get that all blended together sort of. But at the same time, I'm like, bro, that's probably not going to happen at all because there's so many things. We got White Cloaks, we got Trollocs, we got Dark Friends, bro. Everything is going on right now, so I have no idea what's about to happen. And we also know that Padan Fain is in the city as well, so there's a lot that could still go on in these last 2 segments, man. I mean, just look at how much happened in this segment. My guy Rand just met the queen and got pardoned. Like, what? My guy got pardoned like a Thanksgiving turkey. Like, what's happening here? Like, really, what's going on? You're looking forward to some pretty cool moments the show hinted at? Okay. Okay, I feel that. Yeah, yo, I have no idea. Son of a bitch, is this supposed to be Moiraine and Lan on the front of the cover? Am I slow, yo? Is that what's supposed to be happening here? I'm slow as hell. I don't know how I never noticed that. My guy, there's no way this is Lan, though. My guy is in a full suit of armor with 2 swords. What's happening? Her staff looks a lot more badass than I thought it did in my head. I mean, just from looking at that, you can definitely see that chapter icon is the staff. Pause. Man, they thought they had the hardest cover out of the century when they dropped this, huh? I'm interested to know what kind of cover art you guys like for your books. You know, do you want it to have, should it be like a dope ass moment from the story? Should it just be something amazing for the overall book? Like, what do you think cover art should usually, what should cover art capture for a book, and especially to stand out to your eyes? You're right. That's supposed to be Moiraine and Lamb and Mandarb and Aldib. Yeah, that's freaking crazy. I am so mind blown off of that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Definitely wasn't paying enough attention. My man Lan looks crazy badass. No, guys, I met the queen, really, and there was this hot princess who was totally into me. Facts, though. That's literally how my guy Red says. Like, yo, and I met another Aes Sedai who told me my future. Like, bruh, come on, G. The original book covers by artist Daryl K. Sweet are referred to as narrative paintings of questionable authenticity in one of the companion books. Narrative paintings of questionable authenticity. Yo, so does that mean that this is supposed to be taken as a in-world painting, basically, or a in-world example of someone doing what they see or creating what they see on from interesting. That's interesting. What is double rainbow? What does it really mean? Interesting. I love a fantasy cover that looks like a fantasy book. Give me wizards gazing at orbs or something that a symphonic metal band would write a concept album about. Write a concept album about. I love that. I love that. Japanese cover art? When I just put in Japanese cover art and it gave me nothing but video game stuff. So I'm gonna put book. Oh. Yeah, you're right. That's all fire. I think the covers mostly are inaccurate because the artist wasn't given the book to read first, just given a rough outline of the story and characters. I see. Excuse me. I see. That makes sense though as well. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, Japanese cover art for Wheel of Time. The Wheel of Time. Oh. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, this is pretty insane. I'm not going to lie to you. Damn. Yeah, this is actually insane. Yo, yeah, that's actually the hardest things ever. The ebook paintings are fly. They're some of my favorite images of the series. They're also potentially spoilery to look at, so only look at books 1 and 2. Nah, I'm not going to look at them. I'm gonna just go ahead and save myself. I mean, like, I get the cover. You know, I mean, I get it. I understand, but it's not tantalizing. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh shit. Like, the story, this cover does not match this dope ass story that's going on in the book, like, at all. This is a terrible cover. Like, this cover is just not it, bro. Yo, yeah, I don't know what they was doing. Like, even having a fade on the cover would have probably been crazy. Like, that would have been dope. Because, like, I low-key feel like the cover almost should be like a scene from the book. You know, like the cover should, like, imagine it being like a painting of like Rand and Tam walking down the path, and then you see the fade like following them or something like that. You know, I think that would have been crazy dope. It just needs to be something to catch you. Or Rand in the eye of a storm. I mean, that's a little bit too on the nose, but you know what I'm saying. And I feel like that's also another thing. The eye of the world. Well, the eye of the world, not the storm, excuse me. But it's just like, you know, like, I don't know. Make the book title a little bit closer to the picture. Right? Like, have an eyeball on that thing somewhere or something. I don't know. But hey, I mean, when you got a crazy, amazing series, and the thing that people are talking about, the only thing that people are talking about is, you know, how your cover art could be so much better. You know what I mean? Come on, G. Okay, bet. I see what we doing. Trying to play those games with your boy. Oh, okay. It's still tripping. Bad. Bruh. That was ridiculous. This one isn't too bad. He puts Trollocs on some of these covers, and they're just regular dudes in animal helmets. Okay. Well, damn. That's pretty bad. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Not gonna lie to you. I'm here for it, though. I'm here for it. This was a great segment. Segment 7 was amazing. Episode 7 is awesome. And, you know, I hope everybody else is, you know, ready and locked in and ready for next week. Next week, we will be covering chapters 42 through 47. So next Wednesday, we will be covering chapters 42 through 47. I hope everyone is ready to get it crickling, crackling, and pickling and packling, yo. And then we will finish it off with 48 through 53. I am so excited to continue our journey with this book, with this story, with this series and all. It's been amazing, and I can't wait to get into book 2 when we do. But you know, this up until this point, it's been awesome. These chapters are so amazing, man. I just love them so much. I love this story so much, and I'm really excited to be able to continue down the path, you feel me, of what we're going to be doing, yo. Like, like, so excited. My school library in Japan had a small English sci-fi section that I worked my way through in the 9th grade. I avoided Wheel of Time till I literally read everything else because I hated the covers. Dang, Marisu, that's crazy. That's crazy. So are you born in Japan and now you live in the South? That sounds crazy. I'm not laughing. I'm just like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Next week, the brakes are off and you're barreling downhill at 150 miles per hour right through the end. Oh my God. I am so excited. 42 through 47 will be straight gasoline. Oh my goodness. I am excited. Let me grab a match so I can explode. Because whoa, pause. Hey, yo, whoa. I'm excited. I'm ready. Yo, I am ready. I am ready, and I hope everyone else is, like, for real. It's about to be going down. Like, oh yeah. Like, bruh, I just cannot wait. This is awesome. This was an awesome episode, guys. I'm happy everyone was able to tune in and vibe out today. And I am so appreciative of everyone vibing out. I hope that, what's it called? Oh, I hope not next week. I hope everyone's enjoying this series so far. I'm really enjoying it. I'm super pumped to continue it. I will be, as I've already said, I will be taking all these videos and stuff and putting them out on the podcast. So make sure you guys are ready for that to drop. And then something else I was trying to say, but I don't remember. Make sure you guys tune in this Friday, though, where I will be talking more about my book. Maybe going through, like, the first chapter, maybe, or something. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to do something. We're going to talk about my book. We're just going to vibe out. So I hope everybody is able to show up and be there on Friday for all the good vibes there. You guys have been amazing, as you always are, for real. I definitely appreciate you guys for vibing with me. Make sure you check out all of my stuff, wherever my stuff is, for shizzle. Let's see. Here we go. So make sure you follow us on social media at Marvel Bros to stay up to date with all things Marvel and everything pop culture. You can also follow me on social media at Sensei Finito to stay up to date with all my thoughts, theories, and opinions on whatever particular thing I may be partaking in at that particular time. And as I have already said as well, you guys know you can check out those podcasts wherever you get your podcast at. Type in Marvel Bros in the search bar. Let's see us pop up. Listen to a couple. Give us a little review ski and let us know how we do ski. You feel me? I definitely appreciate all of you for vibing out with me. It's been an amazing episode today. I always love these, and I'm really excited to get through 42 to 47. You guys said it's going to be, full steam ahead, and I'm pumped for that. So let's get it crickling, crackling, and schmackling. Crickling, crackling, and spackling. There we go. And with all that being said, I appreciate you guys. And as I always say, stay awesome, stay nerdy, and don't forget to stay marvelous. Excelsior. Sleep well and wake.
You guys would like to support Marvel Bros? All you gotta do is visit our website at www.marvelbros.com and buy some merch. Represent the superfan. Or you can join our Patreon to get early access to content, Patreon-only scoops, giveaways, private Q&As, and those sacred watch parties. We appreciate you guys. We'll catch you guys next week. Excelsior.
On today's pop culture news update.
On today's pop culture news update.
To get early access to content, Patreon-only scoops, giveaways, private Q&As, and those sacred watch parties.
We appreciate you guys. We'll catch you guys next week.
Excelsior. On today's pop culture news update.